All right. This meeting is going to be live streamed, by the way.
Oh God. What? I didn't sign up for that.
So we can have like that dude that fired like 6% of his 6% of his company on Zoom.
Oh, I
Guys,
saw that.
thank you for being here today. I cried the last time I did this meeting.
Mm-hmm.
If you're on this call, you got to get the fuck out. You got to get the fuck out.
This is a lot harder for me than it is for you, you pores.
Have fun living in a box, bitch.
All right. 3, 2, 1. I don't even know what episode we're on. What episode are we on?
A House of Gucci one.
House
That's
of
what John-
Gucci.
No.
Woo!
What? Okay, 92. 3, 2, 1. Welcome to One Take Podcast, episode 92, House of Gucci plus Best Brands review. Best brand, not bands, brands. Best brands review, or draft, rather. We are reviewing, of course, House of Gucci, a film that just recently came out. We are joined by Derek Fultz. Derek, so sorry that your students are finding your social media accounts.
It is okay, Roy. Then I will get over it.
Oh no!
Yes.
In the spirit of House of Gucci,
Let's
I
all pray.
decided to be like this.
Let's all pray to our God, Jared Leto.
Father, Son, and House of Gucci.
I feel like we've done way more Jared Leto content on this podcast than is should be allowed by law. But
We have not done enough. We have not done nearly enough.
He has forced himself into our lives for years.
this
He
podcast
needs
is
to
like
be held
the
accountable.
leading source on Jared Leto and Dane Cook and just a bunch of other shit that no one should be talking about.
This
We do in
is a
2021.
Jared Leto stand podcast
Yeah.
from here on out.
You're going to follow him to that weird island sex cult thing that he has.
Okay,
He
I
gave
was
us
gonna say,
everything.
how do we feel about Jared Leto becoming like Jim Jones right in front of us and no one saying anything?
We talked
I'm
about this
fine with it.
previously on a different podcast. And
Did you? Okay.
yeah, but we'll ask you the same thing. What's the lowest level celebrity that you would follow onto a deserted island or into the woods for a ritual?
I'd follow Jared
Um,
Leto.
Okay. Well, at this point, he's like A-list, so it's like any
Oh, that's
A-lister,
true.
you'd be like, oh yeah, I'd go into the woods with them.
Honestly, it might be
I-
BB Rexa for me.
I'm gonna follow Cardi B wherever she wants me to go.
Fair.
I mean, I feel like if someone with a generally high following on TikTok was like, hey, do you want to go into the woods? I'd be like, okay, I mean, sure. At this point, I'm just like anything for clout.
You and the Bing Bong guys just chilling.
Yeah. If the Bing Bong guy said, fuck your life, follow me in the woods, Bing Bong, I'd be like, okay.
All right.
I
Makes
saw
sense.
I saw the dogs outside my door. So
Just know they were upstairs going hard. Oh, that video. Jesus Christ. All right. Everybody else, how we doing? We doing okay?
feeling like a champion today and every day.
Yeah.
So
Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy, Dex?
Congratulations
We
to
woke
the
up-
Baylor Football Consortium. Congratulations.
We woke up today and every day feeling like champions.
Just
How blessed are
incredible.
we?
I can't describe it honestly. I know Teach can't relate, but
Nope.
Oh, brother.
Not in the last decade, he can't.
I feel like
Alright.
I'm a champion
I mean,
as
yeah,
well
we-
because I've been enjoying the destruction of Oklahoma football, which is as good as I'm going to get in terms of good football content this year. So I've been really enjoying myself this week.
yeah, we really sicked them, didn't we, Bears?
sure
Yeah.
did.
At least you know it. All right. House of Gucci came out this year, just a few weeks ago. 2-hour, 38-minute movie, 7.0 on IMDb, #1 rating and popularity on that website. When Patrizia Reggiani, an outsider from humble beginnings, marries into the Gucci family, her unbridled ambition begins to unravel their legacy and triggers a reckless spiral of betrayal, decadence, revenge, and ultimately murder.
Mhm.
Directed by Ridley Scott, written by Becky Johnson, Roberto Binta Vegna.
Mussolini.
Yeah. And it's based on the book by Sarah Gay Forden, which I think takes its name from. Stars Lady Gaga, Adam Driver, Al Pacino, Jeremy Irons, Jack Houston, Selma Hayek, and I guess Jared Leto. I think he
named
thinks
like 6 goats, someone named Jack Houston, and also Jared Leto. Like,
And also Jared Leto.
and I guess Jared Leto, because I'm not even sure he knows he was in this movie.
Y'all have to stop this right now. We are not going.
I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure he believes that he was in this movie. I think he thinks that he was actually this guy.
Stop.
This movie is making okay money at the box office. No idea. It probably cost a little bit to make. Made this year, made during COVID, has grossed so far nearly $70 million at the box office. But according
10
to
times as much as the last duel.
Damn,
Scott's
really?
last- I think it made like 7 million.
oh
weekend.
shit,
Wow.
that's hey.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Crap.
Those damn millennials on their phones.
Yeah, of course he's come out and said that all the millennials who are now like 40 years old are too busy on their phones. Like what?
No, I'm too busy paying rent.
Yeah.
Also, I gotta be in the mood to watch quite literal rape drama. Like I'm just not.
Yeah.
And the movie
I'm like-
shows you the rape twice.
Oh, see,
Twice.
I gotta be ready for this. I can't just pop that on and have a great time. Meanwhile, House of Gucci had the time of my life. I'm not gonna have the time of my life watching 2 rape scenes. That's not gonna
Also-
be fun.
Not for nothing. That movie was advertised horribly. You have like you have 2 guys that haven't written a movie together since they won an Oscar in the 90s, and that the literal memes are about like Ben and Matt. Like, and you didn't advertise that at all. Like, it wasn't even a commercial. They like showed commercials 2 weeks before the movie released.
The
I did
point of
more
that
promotion for that movie, like on my own personal Twitter account, than the actual Twitter account of the movie did. I tweeted the trailer like one time when the trailer first dropped, and then never talked about it again.
The theme of the trailer was, y'all like Jodie Comer? Y'all have seen her and stuff? Come watch her in this film where she's going to be raped. And I was just like, oh, that doesn't really make me want to go see this film. That doesn't do anything for me.
Apparently, it's a very good film. Don't sue us, Ridley
I'm
Scott.
going to watch it. I love Jodie Comer. I would support whatever she does.
It was
But
actually really good.
Tough
but
hang.
total domestic gross for that movie, $10.8 million.
Oh, yuck.
Mm.
Jesus.
You know they spent $150 million on that movie too.
Yeah,
On the
$100 million.
on the mullets alone, $150 million.
Total worldwide gross of $30 million for that.
That's
movie.
insane. That doesn't even cover Ridley Scott's salary, I'm sure.
No, you gotta really take the L on that and just release that. Like, let Amazon buy that real quick.
Yes,
You gotta
let us stream it so I can watch it. I'm in.
Yeah.
But yeah, he bounced back. House of Gucci.
Yeah. 2 movies in a year from 80-year-old Ridley Scott.
Incredible content. That an 80-year-old dude made 2 movies a year. Meanwhile, we can't get a Rihanna album, and she's like 30. Rihanna hasn't made an album in 5 years.
Hey,
This
she's
is
doing other
insane.
shit. She's doing
This is
other
insane.
important shit like lingerie, man.
We
Like,
ain't
This
asked
is
for that.
insane.
We ain't asked for
Ridley
that.
Scott
Anti-
gave us 2 movies
You didn't
during
ask for
COVID.
you didn't ask for Rihanna and lingerie?
I would rather have Anti 2 than have Fenty.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
sorry.
Well, I do often call the Rihanna the Ridley Scott of the music world. Rihanna can make Prometheus, but Ridley Scott cannot make S&M.
Honestly, you could tell me that like in 2006, Kanye said that Rihanna was going to be the Ridley Scott of music, and I would totally believe that was some shit that
Yeah.
he said.
Wow.
Wow, holy shit. What a comparison. Let's see. So Ridley Scott was born in holy shit, 1937.
I had no idea he was 80 years old.
Yes, I knew he was in his 80s, and he gave us 2 movies. That's insane. 2 movies in a year during a pandemic at 80-something years old.
But color me shocked that the guy that was born before the end of World War II is saying that millennials don't understand his art.
No, millennials don't want to see his art because they don't want to be taught anything unless it's on their phone. So you know,
Color
maybe
me
millennials would like it if they went and saw it, but because he didn't teach them something on the TikToks, you know, y'all don't want to see it because
What lesson am I going to
they-
learn from House of Gucci?
Oh, there are plenty of
Instant-
lessons in this
No,
film,
there's
Derek.
not.
I will show them to you. I will give you all of them as we come across them.
Quickly.
1, don't be greedy. 2, don't be rich. 3, don't marry Lady Gaga.
Okay,
No, marry Lady Gaga, don't marry
I'm actually.
Adam
Where
Driver.
is the leave button? Where is the leave button?
Don't marry Adam Driver.
Don't marry Adam. Yeah, that's the Adam Driver is the villain of this movie.
This was Marriage Story 2 for about 25 minutes, and it gave me everything that I needed in my entire life.
Not
I
even
love it.
close. But
I
Those
loved every
movies
second
so
of
much
Marriage
better
Story
than
2.
Marriage Story.
it's more entertaining, that's for sure. House of Gucci has a 61% on Rotten Tomatoes, 83% audience score. House of Gucci vacillates between inspired camp and dour drama too often to pull off a confident runway strut, but Lady Gaga, note perfect performance, has a timeless style all its own. Yeah, I don't disagree.
Thank you. I know there's going to be some slander of this film on this podcast. Which
there's going to be some slander, but I don't think. Let me just start here. This movie is not unentertaining, if that's even a word. This movie has entertainment.
Thank you for your honesty, and we will not slander the Lady Gaga performance on this podcast because she's a
Oh,
queen.
buddy.
No, we won't.
No, it's not happening.
She's amazing.
I feel like a few of her choices are unearned, but that's more of a storytelling thing than it is for her.
Her choices. What?
Hashtag support Lady Gaga. It is time. She has not reached the level.
She needs it.
Halfway through this film, I realized I'm adding Lady Gaga to the list of people that it doesn't matter what they make. I'm going to go sit my ass in the movie theater and watch it. Lady Gaga has officially joined the ranks. I love Lady Gaga.
She's 2 for
I'm
2.
Lady Gaga high.
Like,
she can't miss. I want her to be in everything now.
does not miss. She's about to get a second Oscar nomination. She should get the win at this point, like from what I've seen. But let's get into it. Let's do reviews. Come
I
on.
mean, Spencer's going to get the win.
No, fuck that.
I'm just letting you know that's what's going to happen.
No, fuck that.
All right. So, Tej, go ahead.
All right. This movie, I had the time of my life in the movie theater watching this film. I will admit that I did take an edible before I went to this film, but I take an edible before I go into most films, and it did not help me fully understand the first hour of the movie with what is that movie? Dune. The edible did not help me understand this film for the first hour. The edible gave me nothing. Meanwhile,
how do you know it was Dune?
I mean, I remember the Dune episode. I remember the Dune episode because I'm sorry. I'm so sorry to interrupt you, Teach. I was so mad listening to that episode. I was like, bring me on this goddamn podcast right now so I can defend one, myself, and 2, because I knew you guys were gonna flame me on the podcast. You stopped yourself. I know it was.
You felt personally attacked. You felt personally attacked by our Dune review.
No,
because we literally did personally attack it.
We literally did.
What?
You made fun of me on air without me to defend myself.
Wait, what did we say?
Did. And he was not there. Do you not remember this?
No, what did we say? I forgot.
He brought up his tweet about how amazing this movie was.
Yes.
My bad.
Basically,
you had that very
tweet.
nice British man on. And it was just like, and he didn't even defend me. He likes Dune.
That's how we treat our guests when they're off the podcast. We then slander them behind their back. This is the One Take podcast.
Like, I'm not gonna listen.
To be fair, no one listens to this.
I fucking love this podcast. Why do you think I do it every time you ask me?
I'm so sorry.
It was incredible.
Oh, God.
I just really love you calling him the nice British man, by the way.
He was very nice.
Shout out to Hussein.
So I had an amazing time in the movie theater watching this movie. What do you want when you go to the movies? I want Shakespearean drama. I want people getting fits off, looking very attractive. I want actors that are going 150 miles an hour with every part of their performance. and I want Ridley Scott to make everything look amazing. This movie gave me everything I came here for. This movie is an A-. I had so much fun watching Ridley Scott just set up a movie in which we got to call ISOs for my favorite actors and actresses. You could literally see it scene by scene. It's like, okay, this is the Lady Gaga ISO. When I've seen this movie twice. I actually just got done watching it again. I watched like a cheap dub copy the second time, but the first time I was in the movie theater. When I first watched the movie, as the movie's starting, I'm thinking this is I didn't know a lot about this story. I knew someone died and there was some controversy around it, but that's pretty much all I knew. And of course, I know what Gucci is. I didn't know much else other than that. When I first watched the movie, when Adam Driver's character and Lady Gaga's character are meeting, I thought it was like a meet cute, the way I thought it was going to go was Lady Gaga is going to come into this company and take it to the next level. So it's like a story of this woman who is going to take this company that needs a woman's voice to the next level. So I did not, because I saw the movie going that way, I did not see her ulterior motives, and I did not see that she was literally laying a trap for this man from jump. Like, for example, when she follows him and she sees him in the library, that she hides from him, and then she pops out like, oh, hey, funny seeing you here. The second time I watched it, I was like, oh, this whole time, Adam Driver never had a chance. This woman, who happens to look like Lady Gaga, and also Elizabeth Taylor, seduced him from jump. She made all the moves. He saw her twice. He did not ask for her phone number. She foisted her phone number upon him and made this relationship happen because she was so charming and so good looking that Adam Driver had never seen no crazy shit like this before, and lured him into a trap. I did not pick up on that the whole first time I watched the movie. I didn't realize that shit was going bad until right after the dad died. So I give credit to Lady Gaga's performance because I bought it. I was in. I was like, yes, he should be with Lady Gaga. The dad's being an asshole. Boss. I love a girl boss. I love Lady Gaga. I'm in. Let Lady Gaga get into the company and shake shit up. On my second viewing, I was like, holy shit, Lady Gaga, you have some fucking nerve. You just basically came into this man's life, drove him into a space that he did not want to be into, and completely fucked everything up from start to finish. The fact that I did not see that in the first viewing of this film is a testament to the Lady Gaga performance. Adam Driver is the only one who's being understated, which I love. Adam Driver is always good, so I'm never going to have a problem with his performances. I thought he was great. His accent is the one accent I will allow Royden to slander with no pushback, because his accent, he was doing a lot with the accent.
Okay, no, man. You cannot like look at Jared Leto and be like, he was about to be like, it's a me, Mario. Like, he was just like he almost was like, just like, ahoo, yeah.
Was his accent like a real Italian accent? Absolutely not. Have I ever been to Italy? No. Do I care like that it sounds like an Italian? He sounded hilarious, which it gave me everything I needed. No offense to any Italian listeners of this podcast.
He was in a different movie. Him and Pacino were in a different movie.
And they were in the best movie. It was awesome. The movie they were in was amazing. Pacino and Leto, first of all, this is the first time in a million years I got to see Jared Leto have fun. That means so much to me. I hate that Jared Leto always has to go be depressed for 2 years before he takes a role. I hate that. I don't want him to live like that. He's rich. He's famous. He's talented. He should be able to go make music and go live his life and have a good time and act on a movie set like every other actor.
Oh, I think he's doing fine. He's a big ass creep.
But then he has to go to the darkest parts of his soul to play these tortured characters. And then the assholes in Hollywood keep hiring him to play tortured characters.
Ain't nobody told him he had to do that.
No one told him.
He decided he was going to mail people used condoms and shit. Like, he decided he was going to do that.
I don't want to see Dallas Buyers Club Leto anymore. I want to see Jared Leto hamming it up, having fun with other great actors. I had the time of my life watching him. When he called them filthy sack of potatoes when they trade on him and mess up his fashion show, and the wife is still singing, that is incredible content. That is some of the funniest shit I've seen in a movie theater this year. Jared Leto's performance is pitch perfect. I do not quibble with any of his choices. Pacino, when Adam Driver's character walks in, when he realizes that Adam Driver's trying to buy him out, and he goes, Maurizio, you traitor! It was amazing. Al Pacino is a hero. This is top 5 most fun Pacino performances. Obviously, not top 5.
Whoa.
Not top 5 in terms of quality, top 5 in terms of fun. I had a blast watching him play this old, kind of snarky uncle. This film is incredibly fun. It was Shakespearean. It had fashion. Not that I really care about the fashion. And Lady Gaga was soaring above everyone, being the best actress in Hollywood. This movie's an A-. Much respect to Ridley Scott, the God. I love you. You made Gladiator. You made Alien, and you fucking made House of Gucci. What an incredible career that this guy's had. This movie's an A-. I could not recommend it more.
Buddy, if this is Shakespeare, then something like I don't know, Fast and Furious 9 is Steve Jobs. Like that. This is
that is not fair. First of all, Shakespeare is mid, but this was Shakespearean, and I would much rather watch House of Gucci than read Hamlet. No offense.
Oh yeah, me too.
When I was studying theater in college, we were reading over some old transcripts of like reviews of Shakespeare's shows, and one of them did say "'tis mid."
Tis some huff.
It is absolute tough.
The minute is stellar.
I also think this movie will be nominated for Picture of the Year. I do not think it will win, but I have not seen other movies, so I reserve the right to change my mind to this being
bad year for movies too.
It's
like
rough.
so, it's
rough out there.
It's gonna catch a nomination.
What?
Also,
What the fuck is wrong with you?
what?
Bad year for movies? Are you serious?
Yes.
Dex has seen more of the Oscar movies than we have, Roy.
You're not outside, bro. You're not outside. I don't know what to tell you.
If you haven't seen Minari, you can't say it's a bad year for movies yet. You have to go see Minari first.
If you haven't seen Belfast, you can't say 2021 is a bad year for movies. Like you're not outside. I don't know what to tell you, bro.
That's one movie.
You're not outside. You're not outside.
I mean, sure. Okay.
I don't know, man. When like a remake of like West Side Story is gonna like be a Best Picture contender, I'm kind of like
Hey, maybe it's gonna be good.
I mean, it's West
It's
Side
gonna be fire,
Story.
bro.
I've heard it's incredible.
I heard it's gonna be fire. I'm really excited about it.
It's gonna be.
It's
fire.
not mid. Tis some gas.
All right. Oh
Who's
man.
next?
Derek is next.
Oh God. Okay.
If you
I'm
slander this movie on this podcast, I'm going to slander you on the next episode of this podcast, no matter what the episode is. Just
You're gonna
warning
do
you.
it anyways. What do I have to fucking lose? I'm gonna say I like a movie, and then you're gonna be like, "Oh, this guy's a fucking idiot." Let's read his tweet and laugh about
Look
it.
at this nerd.
Likes Dune. Fuck him. Go take some spice, worm boy. No, I'm just gonna start out with a grade. This is a C for me.
Oh my god.
It's not bad. It's still a passing grade. It's way too long. A 2.5 hour movie there were just so many like scenes of nothing, and I was just like, all right, we can cut some of this out. Lady Gaga is incredible in this movie. I feel like she's gonna win Best Actress. I've heard a lot of good things about Kristen Stewart's performance in Spencer, but like I feel like we are reaching like critical mass of Princess Diana content. And so I feel like it's Gaga's year. It's her award to lose. I feel like Al Pacino is gonna snag a supporting actor nomination.
Oh, for sure.
Yes.
I think so. I actually thought he was really good in this movie. I did not think that he was at the Leto levels of cuckoo bananas that he was at, but
He brought the
he
brought the right amount of cocaine camp to this.
yeah.
I'm
Well, that's
dead.
another thing.
I'm
Like
dead.
he's been doing cocaine long enough, and he's like, Jared Leto, you got to calm down a little bit.
Jared Leto just did his first line, and Al Pacino's like, "Oh, come on, no, it's okay. We'll get you through this." Yeah, I don't like how this movie is like being like, "Oh, it's campy, it's camp, and I'm like, I feel like this movie shouldn't be camp. But if okay, let me change that around a little bit. If it's going to be camp, it needs to be fully camp.
Yep.
Like all of it needs to be camp. It can't pick and choose when it wants to be campy. I also just feel like it's weird to make like a movie about someone's life that is not like a campy person, like campy. It's just like, let's watch this weird kooky movie about someone getting murdered. But like it felt like tonally weird, and I think that's just because like Jared Leto, again, like Royden said, was in a different fucking movie, and every time he was on screen, it was like I was watching the worst SNL sketch.
Surprisingly, a lot. Like I didn't think he would be in the movie a lot. He's in it a lot.
I feel like he wasn't supposed to be in a lot, and then once he started to get
he snuck his way on set.
Ridley said, "Oh, I got to call more ISOs for this guy. If a bench player is scoring 35 points in a game, you can't just bench him for the clutch. You got to let him stay out there for the fourth quarter."
Nah,
no, I don't need to see him. He looks like Wario. Paolo Gucci. Paolo Gucci did not look like that.
Not at all. Not even a little bit.
He looked like a normal fucking dude, and this guy looks like he runs like an ice cream shop made out of human meat. Like, it's just like he looks like a fucking weirdo. He talks like a fucking weirdo, and I want to see Jared Leto tried for war crimes. That being said,
his daughter
is a broke boy. What he looks like in his appearance means nothing because he can't fucking afford to sue us. So we can make
because he's dead.
He's dead.
He's dead. Even
honestly,
better.
Paolo Gucci looks like Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank, low key. Now that I'm looking at it.
Yeah, he's like a normal, skinny, good look,
looks like,
or not a skinny guy, but like he's not like fat like Jared Leto was, and he's like
there was no need for prosthetics. I am so tired of actors like trying to act with prosthetics. You look fucking stupid. I know it's Jared Leto under there. Shut your Joker ass up and just act.
They did kind of make him a bit more fat than he had to be. I will give you that.
I mean, and not only his daughter came out and said this is objectively offensive.
Right.
Yeah. So like,
he's talking like a personified cannoli.
Yeah.
It's like if a witch put a curse on a cannoli, and then it's like, all right, go.
He's almost just like he should. He's like the Peter Griffin Italian sketch from Family Guy. Peter, you can't just like wave
on my coconuts.
You can't just wave your hands and speak in noises and think you speak Italian.
Speaking onomatopoeia, it's like
if this was House of Gucci made by Adam McKay, would y'all still have the same critique of that character? Because no one ever cares when Adam McKay makes politicians that we know look like complete fucking idiots. We laugh at it.
But the thing is that he goes in that direction. You saw where it went awry with Vice. But like the Big Short,
absolutely terrible.
But the Big Short, yeah. So like this is more Vice than it is Big Short to me.
I love Vice. Maybe we're getting to like a niche that I like, but I also love Vice.
I hated Vice, man.
I thought Vice was awful.
I fucking loved it.
Vice was the best picture contender that year that I was like, please no, for the love of God, like just don't.
Anything but Vice.
But that is a good point with the Adam McKay thing, and I can touch on that in a little bit. But yeah, sorry, Derek.
Yeah, no, it's fine. That's pretty much all I have to say. Like it is, it's not bad. Like it's not a bad movie. I just wish it was shorter, a little bit more concise with its tone, and that Jared Leto was buried under a prison somewhere.
Ridiculous.
All right, Dex.
It's my opinion. So,
yeah, that's fair. We're all entitled to our opinions. But I gotta say, I wrote a review for this movie already on Apollo. Like when I first got to see it, I gave it an A. I love this movie. I thought this shit was incredible. I'm with Tej. The Lady Gaga performance, instant classic. Like it's hard to like say enough good things about it. She was just like completely captivating this movie. I thought Adam Driver, he did enough, right? Like the actual Maurizio Gucci is kind of a boring person until he gets murdered. Like that's the whole interesting thing about him is that he gets murdered.
Is that he got
yeah, he got murdered by some dudes that his wife hired. But I thought Adam Driver like did enough to make the character like more interesting. The love story, like Tej mentioned, because I already knew that Maurizio Gucci had died, like had gotten murdered by his wife essentially. So when they were setting that up, that whole time I was like, oh, this poor idiot, he should have just said no. he'd still be alive today if he would have just been like, "Nah, I'm good."
Yeah.
No, I'm sure.
So yeah, that part, like knowing that going in makes it so creepy and just like ominous, and just you just feel icky knowing like, this woman was like, "Hey, date me," and then several years later it was like, "Okay, you got to die now." Like, so that like sinister aspect of the performance I thought was really dope. I thought like all the supporting actors, like Al Pacino, we've already talked about. I thought this was the best Salma Hayek has been in years. Like, this was a great Salma Hayek performance, like coming off the bench, putting up like 8 points in 8 minutes or whatever. And, like,
Also, her relationship to Gucci is very, very funny.
Yeah. Like just playing this weird psychic on TV, and then like they're like her and Lady Gaga in the mud bath when she just kind of like, "Hey, I mean, I know you want to kill him, but like, can we go to like Costa Rica first? Like, I thought,
Can we go to Cabo first?
Yeah, can we start? You sure? This
Maybe
alimony
we should
ain't
think
bad.
about it. Maybe we should hold off just a bit. Like, I love that when they're like setting up the murder, like in that like random like coffee house outside with the two goons. I was like, Salma Hayek is fucking hilarious. So yeah, this is the best Salma Hayek has been in years. Jeremy Irons, he was doing a lot, but
Also in a different movie.
I enjoyed it. So yeah,
That's very much a different movie. Jeremy
that's
Irons
kind
is
of
a
what I'm
utility
getting at. Like, I understand why people are like, "Oh, they were in like different movies, like they weren't doing the same thing at all." But I'm like, that's what I like about it. That's what makes it fun. Like, if Jared Leto had just come in just being like Adam Driver, I would have been like, "This sucks." But because fucking wild, pissing on scarves and shit, and being like, "I'm Paolo Gucci." Like, I just like that. I thought it was funny. It was like just the right amount of Jared Leto for me. Usually I'm not a Jared Leto guy, but in this movie, I thought he did his thing. I appreciate it. So yeah, it's an A for me. It could have been a little shorter, but I'm not sure what you would have cut out to like make it still make sense. But other than that, no, that's the whole thing.
I didn't like the murder. It made me sad.
But honestly, it felt like, I mean, yeah, well, yeah. But I think this movie felt like watching like Fashion Godfather a little bit, like the same, like kind of like backstabbing and family dynamics, like the idiot younger brother, like kind of thing. Jared Leto basically playing Fredo. it felt like watching Godfather with like fashion, and I want to dress like Adam Driver did in this movie. So I give it an A.
Incredible fits in this movie. I said that this will win costume design for sure. Because they had access also to all the Gucci like historical archives and stuff. Also, they had the permission to do that. Why is something I'll talk? Why is this movie gray?
I had the same question. I didn't
That
really...
takes points off for me automatically. You're talking about Gucci fashion in the 80s, and this movie is gray.
It's like the filter starts to get on the film, and the filter gets like more and more pronounced as the film goes on, and they kind of descend into more chaos. But it's like really noticeable. The second time I watched it, I was like, that's a kind of a weird choice. I'm with you on that one.
Yeah, I just like I would have liked this movie more if they would have like made the color palette different. It looks like a Zack Snyder Superman movie. Like it just like didn't make sense.
It's to represent the morally gray aspects of Maurizio Gucci.
Yeah.
And like, his like conniving ways, but like he also has like a heart of gold. It's just you don't get it, Royden. You don't get it.
I wouldn't understand it. It takes a certain level of intelligence to understand Jared Leto's performance.
Just understand the House of Gucci.
Understand House of Gucci.
House of Gucci.
No, I it's the same stuff as everybody else. I just kind of like I went into this and I tried to go into this with an open mind because if you remember the like 2 weeks ago, I said that this was going to be like absolute shit. I said this movie was going to be terrible on a podcast just because watching the trailer, something didn't click for me, with the trailer and I love everyone in it. And that was the thing. So I tried to go into it. I was like, you know what? Let me give this an actual chance. And I came out. It was a good way. It was a good way to spend 2.5 hours. If I got to be honest, like watching like Adam Driver and Lady Gaga, like go at it and have violent sex on a table and like all that stuff. Like it's just
The most uncomfortable sex scene I've ever watched with my parents. That shit was
sex scenes don't sex scenes don't normally bother me all that much, but like watching Adam Driver and Lady Gaga just truly the most like visceral animalistic fucking I've ever seen in a movie before.
like,
I hate this. I don't want to watch it.
Somebody got a rug burn from that. They were going at it. I was like, what are these?
how many takes did this take?
They do the thing where she calls out to the mom and the dad to see if they're in the room, and then they have the loudest possible sex that they could ever have. I'm like, what was the point of like, why are y'all being so loud? Someone's gonna hear this.
Yeah, with like a bunch of like factory workers outside, like
someone's going to hear this.
Stamina.
Lady Gaga deserves the Oscar
speed.
just for not laughing in that man's face, like while filming that. To be honest with you,
oh man.
What if she did? What if it was just like he starts going at it? She's like, we have to stop. This is too much.
Hold
She's
on,
like, what
wait
the
a
fuck
minute.
are you doing?
It's also like Adam Driver's like 6'5",
You spent the last 5.
and Lady Gaga's like 5'1". Like,
She's
you
spent the last minute humping my leg. I need you to stop.
oh
They were
man,
going to town.
yeah.
It's clear the sex part was it's like an intentional choice because the same
Right.
thing with the scene where she gives him head in the car. It's clear that Maurizio was a bit conservative and had never had no woman come change his life like this. And then he's fucking a mob boss's daughter who's fucking him crazy, and he really had no chance. Poor Maurizio.
No,
was
I
last, and he had no chance.
wish it was a little bit more sinister. Like you said, it was sinister, Tej, and there's a little bit of that at the very beginning. There's a lot of like oh, she's gonna get his claws into this man. And at the very beginning, I was uncomfortable with that. I was like, ooh, this is conniving and like gross. Like I was like, considering, because literally what I know about the Gucci thing, it really the parallels to Versace too is crazy too, if you have to go down that road. But this is better than that whatever series that Ryan what's his face Murphy made. But the beginning of it where she gets his claws into him, I was like, ooh, this is gross. But then there's like this whole middle where she's sort of just like becomes a part of the family and stuff. And it just seems like she doesn't have any sort of sinister intentions in the background of it. There's like all for like almost the second act. There's no sinister intentions behind the script. And I'm not saying it's not her performance.
I definitely disagree.
No, I just think there's like this whole part where she's just kind of like, okay, whatever. And she's a married person that's going to have a kid. And then all of a sudden there's like this switch flipped that I saw for me personally in the movie. I mean, Dex disagrees, but like when I saw it, I was like, all of a sudden she's like, I know they have the little bit about her being able to forge signatures and shit, but like all of a sudden she's like super money hungry and like wants to change the entirety of this company and is really upset about Gucci's being sold in New York back alleys and all this stuff. Like why does that? There's no sort of lead up to why that bothers her a little bit, is why that it feels like all of a sudden this switch flipped. And then it's like, oh, then murder because he divorced me. Whereas with Adam Driver's performance, I kind of, it was almost the same thing too, but there was just a little bit more of that. Oh, he's starting to really enjoy this lavish lifestyle and everything. And they gave him a little bit of that too. Now him getting into this relationship that he was, I mean, of course you couldn't do it in the movie, but him getting into this 4-year affair that he had with this woman that he meets in the Swiss Alps or whatever. Like they condensed that down into like one scene basically.
Felt like they did it for like a week and a half.
Yeah, exactly.
By the way, this movie did like no favors to that, because you're watching and you're like, my dude, you're insane for leaving Lady Gaga for this woman. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. It like what I was more intrigued by his sort of turn than all of a sudden Lady Gaga, who is putting on a show. Like she's a showman. showwoman. She just is going, she's at a 10 the entire movie. She knows what movie she wants to do, and she's doing it the entire time. And she sets the tone, and that tone is fine. And Adam Driver kind of follows along in this supporting performance. But then you got these just roller coasters from these supporting characters. And I'm just like, shit, where are we? Where it was so disorienting because like, okay, Al Pacino, we're good. We're going up. All right, rocket, Jared Leto. Let's go. We're going to the fucking moon, Elon Musk. And it was just this. I was shell shocked by some of these tonal shifts in this movie. And what I said in the group message was it felt like, and this is what Ridley Scott does, like you were saying, Teach, he lets people go do their thing. You saw it, I think, more recently in The Martian with Matt Damon, where it's just like, oh, just let him be funny and let him just act to a camera and it'll be great. He's a movie star. He knows how to do the thing. So like, that's what I saw in that. Whereas I think that script was a little bit better, maybe even so than this script. But the thing with this, it was just like he let everybody do their own thing a little bit too much. So I'm not sure he knew what movie he was making at the time. And he's like, all right, let me just throw this one together. So
was he on set when Jared Leto was on set? Like, that's what I want to know.
It's all second AD shit. Like he got the playback. He was like, what is this?
He's also well.
I wouldn't be surprised if. Oh god, no.
Go ahead, Derek.
I was gonna say I wouldn't be surprised if like Jared Leto like green screened himself and like filmed all of his scenes in green screen and just like slid them in like in the editing bay. He's like, hey,
like the one where he's on the couch. He's like that's superimposed, like where he.
Yeah,
I did see somebody say that about this movie, and I was like, I definitely agree. Like that scene where Lady Gaga goes to visit Jared Leto, like at his weird like birdhouse or whatever. Somebody was like, it doesn't feel like they're in the same room, like or reacting to anything that each other is saying.
Right.
Like, both like separately, like acting out this thing that they decided to do, like independently of each other. And I was like, yeah, I feel that, but also I had a great time. So
and that's fair because it is entertaining, and I give this like I'm shitting on this movie, but I give it a B-. Like that's where I am at with it. Because C+ to B-. I'm kind of I'll waffle back and forth on that, but I just think that it is entertaining. It deserves the money it's making. I do not know I really don't know if Ridley Scott knew when these people were acting on screen, if he knew the tone of the film that he was making. I really don't, because there is a universe where everyone in this is hamming it up. And all right, we're at a 10, and Jeremy Irons is doing like his best Die Hard with a Vengeance thing. And like they're just going for it. And everybody is in on it. Or there's the more serious Adam Driver throwing plates on the ground, like getting murdered sort of thing. And even to that end, I like the Gucci story. I would have liked a little bit more, like if we're going to spend 2.5 hours on this film, spend more on like the cops tracking down these awful robbers and stuff like that. Like what happened after he was murdered? Like that would have been interesting for me to see, I think, because the comedy in that is like very funny inherently. Like, oh, did you not think we were going to find these people? Yeah, you got to move out of this like palace now. Sorry. Like I just would like to have seen that.
The first time I watched it, I was like Roy, and I was like, whoa. Lady Gaga literally starts wearing all black about halfway through the movie, and you realize that the marriage is kind of falling apart. And I was like, whoa, that was fast. The second time I watched it, I saw it like Dex did. It was always Rod. Like I saw from the beginning of the movie, I was like, oh no, this is all bad. Obviously, I had the knowledge of what was going to happen at the end, but as I watched it with that new vision, I did not see a tonal switch at all. She just started wearing different colors. She just started wearing darker colors, but she was always the same person. And I just took this movie as a dark comedy. I had no issue with the tonal shifts at all. I really enjoyed the fact that now that we've spent 20 minutes with Lady Gaga and Adam Driver falling in love that we get to go spend 5 minutes with Pacino and then 5 minutes with Leto. I loved it. I was like, oh, I understand this movie. It's a dark comedy. Like, obviously, there's going to be moments of levity. Dark things are going to happen, but really, I'm supposed to laugh. But I do think a lot of people had what Royden is talking about. I was sitting next to in a theater, kind of like maybe a black woman in her 40s, and she was with like her kid that was like maybe 12, which was extremely weird when Lady Gaga started getting rammed. Like, I was like, there's a 12-year-old girl in here, like, and the mom didn't even cover her eyes. It was just weird. But it was very clear when Leto's character started to come on screen, especially where he brings over Jeremy Irons' character to show him his designs. And he starts to you're so spelled dumb. And like, he's like, like gassing him up before he asks him for the big ass to look at his designs. I was laughing my head off during this scene. And the woman and her kid were like kind of timid, like laughing. You could tell they were like, wait, is this supposed to play for laughs? And I just immediately thought it was supposed to play for laughs. I don't know that I was right. I just immediately was like, this whole Leto shtick is only for laughs. This character, I'm supposed to laugh at him the entire time. And I viewed him that way. I never took him seriously again. I laughed at everything that he did and said. So I didn't have a problem with the tonal shifts, especially the second time. It feels like much more of a one piece as opposed to different vignettes of a film. The second time I watched it, but the first time I thought it was a bit choppy with the tone of it. The second time I watched it, I had no issues at all.
It definitely requires a second viewing, I think. Maybe my problem with like dark comedies is I like for them, and this is just a me thing, that it can be whatever for anybody interpreting a dark comedy. But my thing with a dark comedies is like, I like the stuff to be like the comedy to be more present or more apparent. You know what I mean?
I like it when the comedy is aware of itself.
Yes.
I feel like none of the comedy that was in this movie ever was played like, oh, we know we're being funny. It's like, knowing the person who Jared Leto is, I feel like he was like, I am acting my ass off right now.
Yeah, he didn't think he was in a dark comedy.
He thought he was in Gucci Godfather.
Yeah.
He was
I thought Jared Leto played it for laughs for sure, because like some of the lines he was saying, like, you lying sack of potatoes, like there's no way he thought that was some serious shit. Like he was saying, like, you know,
I want to be free and spread my wings like a pigeon,
like a pigeon,
like a pigeon.
The scene
he actually he actually took some classes at UCB before he went into this role.
The scene where him and Pacino's getting out of jail. First of all,
I laughed out loud at this scene, by the way. Yeah.
This guy was wearing like a fine suit when he was like play fighting at this wedding. And all of a sudden he leaves the movie for about 20 minutes and you see him again. He has on a fucking sweatshirt. I could not stop laughing when they showed him in that sweatshirt. And then when he gets with the dad, and so the dad's there and he's like, I feel awful about what I did to you. And then the dad's like, it's fine. I'm back. He brings over the piece of paper to the dad, and he's like, the dad's like, what's this? And he's like, oh, I sat down with some lawyers. And he's, he's doing the bullshit, and the dad's like looking at the papers, and he finally goes, I sold to these guys. I just couldn't. That's the funniest scene I've seen in a movie theater this year. I could not stop laughing.
When he screams and he goes, ah! And he goes, you really are an idiot. It was really funny. I laughed out loud.
My idiot.
Yeah.
Oh my God, could not stop laughing. The way that Pacino plays it is so perfect because like Leto's just stumbling into the, obviously got to tell his dad like, hey, you think you're coming home to 50% of the shares, but you don't have anywhere near 50% because I've been selling them off. And then he says, I don't even have basic cable.
Yeah, when he comes, like he brings his dad over to his place and it's like just full of dirty dishes and like this man has had his life together at fucking all.
I think this was
that.
the,
and I was
I
like,
think this. Oh, sorry, Doug. We're kind of lagging back and forth, but I think this was the best Pacino role I think in years. I'm not gonna lie, like I really did like Pacino in this. As much as I shit on this movie, I thought his was like the right tone the entire time.
This is what I'm saying. We got the best Lady Gaga performance. I mean, she's only done like 2 serious ones, but this is a better one than Star is Born for me. At least like it's more consistent. yeah, this is a better performance, like an acting performance than A Star Is Born for me, especially after like the first hour of A Star Is Born. The first hour of A Star Is Born, incredible. Second, that like the rest of it, pretty good.
You
Not
can't tell me that her sitting
great,
in that bathtub
but she's
telling
great,
Bradley
like-
Cooper, "Get the fuck out." That's not. You can't tell me that's not acting.
Yeah, her like on stage at the Grammys, just like stop pissing your pants. Like, come on, like get out of here. But yeah, this movie was so fucking fire to me. Like, I get what y'all are saying about like some like consistency or whatever, but like that's what makes it interesting to me. Like I said, like if it was just Adam Driver, like everyone is Adam Driver the entire time, you know, being like, oh, I don't really know, I don't really want to like screw over my cousin. That sounds bad. Like, that would be fucking stupid. I want Lady Gaga to be like, hey,
I agree.
your cousin fucking sucks. Get him out of here. So does your uncle. Get him out of here. Like,
It's
I
time
love
to
that.
take out the trash.
Also, the funniest review that I saw of this movie is like the accent coach for Lady Gaga being like, that just sounded like it was Romanian. Like, I don't know what that was.
yeah.
It wasn't good, but
you know, I'm an American who's never been to Italy, like Teach said, so I don't give a fuck. Like, who cares? They
You think-
all sound like this.
you think people in Italy had to be like, what the fuck was that?
I'm sure there are a lot of people in Italy like, I am so offended. Is this what Americans think that we sound like? First Luigi, now this. I can understand that.
There's currently effigies of Jared Leto being burned in Rome right now.
I will say that like European people, they think that Texan accents are just like the funniest shit ever. So like they can deal with our weird Italian accent.
That's a
Get
great
over
point.
it.
Great point.
Like,
What do you mean, y'all? What do you mean, y'all? It's just like, all right.
What is the y'all?
Yeah. No, my biggest complaint, really, I mean, I talk about the total thing, is like, why is this movie blue and gray? I can't get over it.
yeah,
I
it was
cannot
kind
get
of
over it.
It was
It's such a weird directorial choice, cinematography. It just is, because this movie looked incredible. Everyone's hot. Like, it just is like, except for Jared. Well, maybe Jared Leto, but like,
no, not Jared Leto.
maybe Jared Leto to some people. Like, but I mean, like, Jeremy Irons in his 70s is getting fits off. Like, it is impeccable, the outfits in these movies, and that's just Gucci. Like, that's awesome. But it's just, why is it gray? I don't know.
And at some point, it's like a weird brown. Like I didn't understand. Like when they go to the farm, it's like we're on a farm now.
when
So
they,
it's brown.
Yeah, when they go to when they like start out in Milan, it's like that dark like tan color that everyone always assumes. Like whenever like a movie goes to like Mexico or something, it's always like brown.
Yes.
It's like they did that for Milan.
Yeah, they're just like, oh, this is the poor. Actually, you know what that is? This is the poor place, is what they were saying.
Ah, it all makes sense.
No, I couldn't get over that, because it's like, if this thing had pop and like the Tom Ford fashion show was just gray.
Yeah, well,
Mhm.
shout out to Tom Ford, by the way. Austin,
Yeah,
Texas own.
Austin, Texas in the building.
Saving Gucci.
He needs
What a
to save
crazy-
Texas football next. Please save Texas football, Tom Ford, if you're listening. Save Texas football. Thank you.
Assless chaps for Texas football.
Hey,
You can
whatever
put your
wins.
logo on the whatever wins, guys. I need it. I need something.
Oh my
Everyone
god.
gets a free harness,
A harness.
a burnt orange heart, a
Burnt orange harness.
burnt orange harness. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm telling you though, the Tom Ford Texas jerseys would go so crazy. Like,
hell, I might buy one. $300. Like,
What did y'all think of the music in this movie?
I thought it was the best hits of the 80s. Like, but it was good.
Fucking loved it. I fucking loved it.
I love 80s music,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Showing them getting married to the George Michael song, to me, as I was watching it with my, I don't know what the fuck is about to happen, I was like, this is a weird song choice for this wedding. Second time, I was like, oh, this is a perfect song choice for this wedding. I had a lot of problems with it, but I had no more problems with it. I love when they do the, what's the Talk to Me Like Lovers Do song? I hear that song in every
Talk
movie.
to me like
Great
lovers
choice there.
do.
I really enjoyed the soundtrack, especially when they were in the club I don't know why there was no coke in this film, but I think the coke is implied in this film because they.
Oh, they need it. This is already a rated R film. Why is there no cocaine?
I have no idea. Nobody snorted coke in this movie. It doesn't make any sense. It literally doesn't make any sense.
If they would have shown Jared Leto just doing one line,
it would have made sense.
Okay, I agree with that. I definitely agree with that.
They did show him with like the tissue in his nose, like throughout the movie. I was like, "That's."
But that was because
cocaine.
Well, that was because
he broke his nose.
Playing. He broke his nose.
He was playing rugby.
Yeah. But like he, okay, you're right. Yeah.
But he could also be a cokehead. We don't know.
I mean, probably.
It would explain everything about his performance. It would explain everything.
I mean, Adam Driver's character is definitely doing cocaine with like all the Lamborghinis and shit like that he's buying,
100%.
and like he bankrupted his company. That's something like a cokehead does, where it just charge it to Gucci, man.
He literally told the white lady from the Alps, "Oh, don't worry if you mess up the couch. Gucci will pay for it." And I was like, "Is that how that works, though?"
I appreciated him then being like, "Actually, nah, let's you wild a little bit. Like, let's reel it in."
Calm down. Let's just chill. Let's chill.
Don't worry, Gucci will pay for it on second thought.
Yeah. We got to take a look at these numbers. I just think for a movie about the murder of what this leads up to, and yeah, obviously what they chose to make the movie about wasn't the murder. It was sort of the rise and fall of Gucci.
This movie's about Paulo Gucci. That's what this film is.
Like they just kill him and then it's done. Like for a character we spend all this time with, and sometimes even separate of Lady Gaga's character, it just ends. Like they don't really spend any time on that was something that I was gonna like, oh, okay, we just spent 2.5 hours with this.
How much more time you supposed to spend on it? He got like what else is there to talk about? Like,
he got caught slipping. I mean,
he got caught lacking. He got caught without it. He thought shit was sweet and it wasn't. Like it's over now. You're dead. What else is there to say?
Gonna go in that Gucci forever box.
And not saying that he deserved to die, obviously, but especially on the second watch, he literally ended his marriage like in one conversation. She is still trying to get his back in his good grace. She's like, "Hey, does my hair look good?" He just like ignore. Then he just sits next to her and says, "So-and-so's coming to take you all back out." Like
that felt more sudden to me than anything else in this movie. Is probably what I was getting at. It was just like he goes to the Alps, he sees this woman that he hadn't seen in 10 years, and he was like, "You know what? This marriage, fuck this."
You know what? You know what? Fuck this marriage. Like, I'm out of this. I'm good.
I'm tired.
Yeah. I'm sad, and I don't want to do this anymore. Which, like, so his trajectory is like is really interesting, but I think Driver plays it fine. Where it's like he slowly starts to descend into this piece of shit, and I'm glad that they kind of do that because he wasn't blameless in this at all. Now, should he have gotten like a hitman on him? No, like you don't need to be killed for spending a bunch of money and divorcing your wife. Like then like 1,000 men would be killed a day.
I mean,
but they did a good job of showing how, like, obviously a lot of the parts of the marriage that start to go bad are driven by her just using him as a pawn in the game to try to take over Gucci. But you do get to see those parts where it's like, oh, he's actually being a pretty shitty husband. And after they separate,
and a bad boss,
you send somebody else to tell your wife that you're going to file for joint custody and that you guys are getting divorced. That is insanity. And it's not that people don't do that, but that's crazy. That's your wife. Like, you're married to that person.
I thought the Houston character, I thought the lawyer character, Jack Houston, who's been in some things, he's actually like Hollywood, like lineage royalty. But like, I thought that he was like underratedly good in this movie. I thought he was actually really sort of like sleazy and like matter of fact, where everybody was like trying to come at him. He was just like, "Look, you can't touch me." Like, I thought he was actually a really good character. And then he like turns it on.
Hall of Fame.
Incredible. I thought he was really good. I thought he was very good.
But yeah, I feel like they did a good job of like, and this movie feels a little long, but I feel like they did a good job of quickly kind of showing the marriage deteriorating. It's like, okay, we got the scene in the Alps where they're just like, why you telling all these unnecessary details? I mean, like, I'm tired of hearing these bullshit ass stories from you. They just ask you this simple ass question about like where you got these macaroons. Like, let's wrap it up.
Somebody who had been married for a long time wrote that.
Yeah, it's like I feel like they gave you that in one scene. Like, she walks up on the new mistress. Does she even get a name? Doesn't matter. She pulls up on her like, hey, like I see you like making eyes with my man and shit. Like we gotta stop that shit today. And then now they're getting divorced. I like that. We don't have to make this like a 3-hour film by showing more of the marriage deteriorating or whatever. It's like, okay, we got the point. Let's move on to like the next part of this. Get him murdered.
Well, that's where it's just like, I mean, I guess you got to show how big of an idiot that Paolo Gucci is with the scene between he and Jeremy Irons. Like no one respects him. Like that's how they get them on his side, I get on their side before they betray him. But like you can cut some of the Paolo Gucci scenes. I'm just being honest. Like you can do it.
No, you can't. I could not disagree more.
You can't.
Had so many
make
bars.
the movie.
There's an elefante shit in the woods. Like you can't cut that. That's gold. We need that.
Derek, please help me here.
Listen, I can't do anything. I'm a guest in your home.
There's a lot of Ridley Scott-isms in this movie. I mentioned the fact that the wardrobe starts to change when the characters start to change. So like Lady Gaga starts wearing more dark colors. Jared Leto comes in the sweatsuit. I also noticed that like the marriage, like the defining point of the film where the marriage is like irredeemable, like everything is over. When he flees the house, when the house gets raided, he flees the house. They are never together again. They have scenes together when she shows up outside of his door, and they have the scene where they're sitting in front of all the friends and he embarrasses her in front of all the friends.
Christmas.
Yes, but from the moment he leaves that house, like physically leaves the house, like he was gone from the home. That's why he says later, our story ended a couple chapters ago. I just love that. You can see that in every Ridley Scott movie. Like when there's going to be like what might look like a stark change, it's always foreshadowed. So like him leaving the house, her being there, trying to deal with the cops at the house at the same time, where he just flees like a complete coward, is like the point at which the marriage is over at that point. I love stuff like that. I love when he does.
I think that like the straw that broke the camel's back with the marriage was when she got that gift card for Christmas.
Bloomingdale's gift card.
Yeah, Bloomingdale's is like, oh, you can buy yourself something nice. And I'm just like, he's got to die at this point. I'm like, I agree with her. She's
a first time for everything,
right?
Bro, you gotta die tonight. Like, I don't shop
stuff
there.
That man in the fucking chimney. Like he's gotta go.
Like, you can go to Bloomingdale's, bitch.
He did that in front of your daughter. Like your daughter's sitting right there. You don't think she understands that you got your wife a shitty gift card? Your daughter understands what that means.
Do they even have Bloomingdale's in Switzerland?
She's gonna look up at it. She's gonna look up at it and be like, "God damn, Dad, do you hate her that much?" Like,
I know things were a great dad, but Jesus Christ!
Fucking yikes, bro!
Is that Old Navy? Is that an Old Navy gift card? That's crazy. That's
Old Navy.
Dad, that's foul. That's foul, Dad.
How could you?
But
yeah, like, do they even have Bloomingdale's in Switzerland? Like, you got to fly back to New York to use this shit. Like, you can't stay here.
Man,
that's like someone handing you a JCPenney's gift card, and it's like Elon Musk handing Grimes a JCPenney's gift card and says, "Go buy yourself something nice."
Exactly.
Saying 110-110-110.
Did y'all realize how
much the child reacts?
Did y'all realize how much the hit costs? How much they paid for the hit?
It was like $10,000, right?
It was something.
It was
I thought it was like 600,000.
It was 600 million lira, which is what they used in Italy before they were on the euro, which is about 400K.
Oh, I was way off. See, and that's the scene where I was like, it could have been like a super dark comedy, because that scene was like objectively hilarious, where they're just like, hey, and they say it, and it's like, who does the hit? And then he goes, he's Sicilian.
Yeah. He's Sicilian.
Like it's a very like underrated line. They go, "Who does the hit?" And the big guy like shrugs. He goes, "He's Sicilian." Like he'll
Salma
do it.
Hayek being like, "Hey, I gotta pay for the coffee." Like I'm not,
Like don't fuck this up.
I'm not buying this shit.
Like Salma Hayek looks like that one character from American Horror Story, Coven, with the big red like puffy wig, and
Yeah,
then
sure.
Lady Gaga looks like that's a very me reference. Sorry,
I was just gonna say that was awesome.
it's okay. We don't have to talk about it anymore. I just said it. It's fun. And then Lady Gaga is dressed like her Joe Calderone that she dressed up for the You and I performance at like the VMAs one year. And I'm just like, this is stupid. This is fucking stupid.
I mean, she's dressed like they're dressed like the people that are buying a hit. Like they're dressed like they're dressed like cops. Like they're dressed like people that are just trying to entrap people.
Did he really have to shoot that other guy? Did he really
No.
have to shoot? Did we have to do that?
The guy can make that with
Collateral
a
damage.
bat after he saw somebody get shot, though. So
Yeah, this man heard gunshots outside and was like, "What's going on?" with a baseball bat.
And ran
Get
towards
the
the
fuck outta here.
gunshots.
Are we victim blaming?
I did have to look it
I've
up
never,
afterwards.
I've never met a doorman that loyal.
I had to look it up afterwards. I was like, "Did this man really die?" No, he lived from the gunshot. Thank God.
He
I
did?
was like, "Yeah,
Oh.
he lived." I think
So
he's
that's
still alive
probably how
today.
they got caught. Yeah.
But I was like,
Oh,
if
so
this
maybe
man
he
really
wasn't-
died on this, if he really died on some bullshit like this, that would be the worst way to go out, like imaginable. They wouldn't even be coming after you, bro. Like they were
I'd
good.
be
They
so
were getting back to the
furious
car.
at Maurizio and his whole family. Y'all having family drama, and I got shot because I happened to be in the same place you were in when you got shot. I'd be pissed off.
You got caught lacking. Now I'm getting shot. Like, come on.
You didn't see anyone tailing you. You're bad at this, man. I went on a run tonight and I heard a weird noise. I was like, who's following me? I'm not that important. You got millions of dollars. And an ex-wife. I don't got an ex-wife.
I worked the
Ex-wife.
fucking door at a coffee shop. Like, come on.
A character in this movie sold his
But-
shares in a company that's now worth a lot
Billions.
more, like billions, because he did not have basic cable. I don't care if that is true. That is incredible content to put into a movie. I love stuff like that.
I mean, he was
Who
destitute.
among us wouldn't?
And he died destitute too. So that's kind of like really crazy, actually.
Facts. We have streams, so I wouldn't do that. Fuck basic cable. I can just go stream everything. But then again, this was the 80s, and no basic cable in the 80s was probably torture. So maybe I can't blame the guy.
I was about to say, can shares of a company play Days of Our Lives? How are you gonna keep up? You're gonna be so fucking lost.
Nope. No. Cannot play Miami Vice on hopes and dreams.
I definitely would have sold my shares if I was Paolo. Like, I mean, my dad's in prison. My cousin hates me and is trying to screw me out of this company. Fuck it. Like, I'm good, bro. Y'all can have these fucking shares.
All right. I'm going to pause this real quick. I have to pee so bad.
Okay, bye, Roy. Bye, Roy. See you
We're
in a
still
little bit.
on the live stream, so now we just have to fill in with like all the Jared Leto quotes that we love. Don't worry, I got some.
I'm gonna
Oh,
try
I
and
was just-
reset
I
my
was-
Wi-Fi real quick. I'm lagging like a motherfucker.
I wish I had
was
an
gonna
Italian
talk to you about
accent. I'm tired of being held back. I love what he says.
Rodden.
He's
Svelte.
Oh, I just want a Pablo Gucci movie starring Jared Leto. I would watch 2 hours of Jared Leto do this impression. Hands down.
We-
I would watch that.
We were robbed of Jared Leto being cast as Mario and not Chris Pratt.
We were. We absolutely were. And I'm all
Chris
for
Pratt
losing a
can
job.
be Paolo Gucci.
What is this draft supposed to be? Best brands? Like, now when
Yeah.
it's not related to movies at all. It's just like brands.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's like clothing brands or like just brands in general. I made lists for both.
Scared. Wait, did we just lose Dex?
He reset his Wi-Fi.
Our pets' heads are falling off. Royden's
my
back.
God.
Dex is
We-
gone.
We lost Dex. Oh
We're
no.
basically the Gucci family right now.
Oh god. Which one of us is Paolo?
Well, if Dex has
I mean,
bad
I guess-
Wi-Fi, that means he's falling into poverty. So Dex might be.
Dex has fallen on hard times. He is Paolo.
Dex didn't even have basic Wi-Fi.
He sold his shares of Apollo Media.
Shout out.
Oh man! All right. Anything else that we like from this movie?
I mean, not really. Like, I think we ran the gamut of things that we liked and disliked about this
How
movie.
many women are in this movie other than Lady Gaga and the person at the Alps and Salma Hayek and the daughter? I guess there's a daughter in this movie.
Daughter, and then
Except for all the women.
Apollo's
How many
wife.
women are there?
Apollo's wife.
Oh, there is Paolo's wife. That's true.
No, there is something, and I'm forgetting the name of it, but there is something in Hollywood where they like it. Does this movie have a conversation between two women where they don't talk about men? No,
The Bechdel test, yeah.
the Bechdel test. Yeah,
I don't. Does this movie pass the Bechdel test?
no.
Every
No.
time she goes to her shrink, she's talking about. Well, I guess in the beginning conversation, she's not technically talking about a man. She's talking about her own fortune. So I guess that probably passes.
I was about to say, Selma Hayek is not a shrink. She's a witch. She's a shrink.
And a criminal, apparently.
Yeah,
Yeah, she's a criminal. Which, I mean, what's the difference? You know what I mean? But
But I mean, honestly, it sounds like good work if you can get it. Like she, I think she's out of prison by now. Like she probably was big chilling during this
Sure.
period. Like, you know,
Did y'all find it weird that the person whose father was associated with the mob, or at least it's implied that he's associated with the mob, had to go to a psychic to find a hitman? She should have known where the hitters were. Her dad just made a phone call. Oh,
No.
don't worry, baby, I got you.
she's
They-
been out of the game for a while.
they just said they said, oh, he's probably in the mob, and that was just her father being racist.
Was that? I
Yeah.
couldn't tell how I was supposed to take that.
Yeah, it was supposed to be like, oh, he owns a trucking company. Oh, he must be in the mob because
Her
he doesn't
dad just-
understand how the other half lives.
Her dad just watched some Sopranos reruns and was just like, I know exactly what he does.
Listen, it was bippity on boppity crime. You know what I mean?
It was a real spicy meatball.
oh no.
Oh my god.
Sorry to any Italians. Like anybody will claim they're from Italy, but hey, oh man,
You know what? You know when I knew Lady Gaga was bad news when I watched this film the second time? They go to the nice restaurant, which is probably just like a normal day in the life of Maurizio Gucci. And she goes, I can't go in there, it's too expensive. And then she pauses for 5 seconds and she immediately says, I can try. And I said, this is a bad sign. She is running game on you, bro. Run away.
I mean, it was over when she put the jacket down in that boat to
That's true.
not hurt
She
her
put that
knees.
jacket down very, very slowly. And it was like his life was over at that point. That was the end of his life. His life was over.
Never going back to how he was living before.
Mm-mm.
After that,
If my man had ever once gotten the sloppy toppy from anyone else, he would be alive today.
All he needed was some roadhead from any other woman in the city or even in the country, and he probably plays out better. And instead, he found Lady Gaga.
So what we're saying is that the reason Maurizio Gucci died was from mediocre head. Like, is that
Yes.
is it-
I
like
hope
that-
that
No,
was the
apparently
reason.
not. Apparently she's got that Gok 9000. Like,
okay, but when you've never had water, you think all of it tastes good. Like,
the
true.
reason he died is because he was a virgin who didn't know any better and like just happened to cross the wrong one. Who
he's
would
a fucking
eventually
simp.
murder.
That's why he died.
He definitely was having sex. Like he did not have a lot of sex in his life before when he was fucking Lady Gaga that way. That was some weird sex. What was going on there? I didn't.
That was daddy
That
issue
Violent,
sex.
just
was
nasty.
daddy issues sex.
just nasty.
And she was wearing his glasses, which made it like kind of romantic, but also like even more weird to me in some ways. Like, why are you wearing his glasses during sex? Why? That's weird. That's weird.
also the weird like press tours. Like, shout out to Adam Driver's wife for putting up with this because she is like draped all over him during these press tours and stuff like that. She's
she
going
learned,
Bradley
for it.
Cooper.
Yeah.
Do
She
we have
learned.
do we have to address whether Adam Adam Driver is good looking or not? Is it time to finally have?
I don't know.
He is.
He's got a sort of like alien beauty about him. Like
Is he the male
haunting
Anya Taylor Joy?
Yes.
He's haunting to look at, but like it's just like, there might be something there, but God, you're ghastly.
We've settled it. He's the male Anya Taylor Joy. There it is.
Yes.
That's a perfect comparison.
Because he's tall and in good shape. And then it's just like you also look like
Angles.
one of
There's
those
a bunch of
dogs. Like you know what dog I'm talking about. Hold on, I'm gonna find it.
I feel like I have seen women thirsting over Adam Driver, but I've seen equally as many women saying it's clear they tried to make Adam Driver hot in this movie, but they didn't buy it. Like obviously he's doing like photo shoot stuff. He's like posing in the air, and half the women were like, "Oh, Adam Driver was super hot in this movie," and the other half were like, "Why are they trying to make Adam Driver being hot a thing?" Unsubscribe from that content. So I think the internet is still trying to figure out whether he is hot.
For me, the thing about like conversations like this, when people are like, "Oh, that celebrity, they're not good looking" or whatever, it's like, fam, we can see who you're married to in real life. Like, you can't say that Adam Driver's not hot. Like, what are we doing? Like,
Wait, this is why he's got it like that.
it's like I'm talking about like regular people. Like we can see like these regular people.
Oh shit! Oh Jesus!
Like, every day.
If you have your girlfriend or wife in your profile picture and you're tweeting about how Adam Driver is not hot, then Adam Driver high is going to do a drive-by on your mentions, and it's going to be ugly.
Like, look, I'll never tweet about it because I'm not good looking like Adam. I'm not as good looking as Adam Driver. But
we
like,
don't even know if Adam Driver's good looking though.
But that's the thing. Like, I'm not that good looking. He's good looking
You're
enough to like get starring roles in Star Wars.
You're just gonna have a bunch of teenagers in your comments, and you're just gonna have 100 comments saying ratio with a with a fan cam of him from Star.
Oh my god, that's the dog! Oh my god,
it's a cat.
It's the cat. He looks just like that cat.
Holy
Holy shit, that cat looks just like him.
But he's
Wait, I
had
don't
money
know.
for long enough that he looks better than this now.
I don't like that Harrison
I was about
Ford
to say-
dog one. I don't like it. I don't like it.
I was gonna say he looks like a GameStop employee in this picture. Like, I don't like it.
Kylo Ren cat. Wow.
Ugh.
You learn something new every day. Oh my god.
Oh.
That's uncomfy.
That's the guy from Sons of Anarchy, but I don't know his name.
Ron
Ron
Perlman.
Perlman.
Oh, that's right.
Anyway, yeah, man. Like he's the male Anya Taylor Joy. Like where we were all like in quarantine watching her play chess and be like, "Am I attracted to this?"
Yeah,
I don't
think I came to
know.
the conclusion that I just like chess women as opposed to I thought Anya Taylor was hot. But it
If
took
we
me about
really-
4
if we
episodes
really-
to figure it out.
If we really want to think that Adam Driver is hot, he just needs to play a drug addict orphan who is good at a board game. Who is good at a
He's
board
good
game.
at board game. That's a true test.
Monopoly Orphan coming to Netflix.
Too real. It's too real.
Okay, I have one more
Also,
question
there's
before we
like
end the
there's some fan cams already probably of Adam Driver like choke slamming Lady Gaga into a wall.
pod. Oh, yeah. I'm surprised I haven't seen that. Like that on my timeline yet because that's gonna happen.
I will say that when that happened, the air did kind of like leave my body. I was like,
Yes, Daddy.
I just let out an involuntary, oh fuck.
Oh my god. It did get very tense, and then the scene just ended. And I was like, "Wow, that was."
Don't hurt her! Don't.
Hurt me instead. I'll take your place.
Volunteers tribute.
I know there are some people on this podcast that don't appreciate the greatness that is Marriage Story, a movie I will never watch again, but that I thoroughly enjoyed when I watched it. However,
It's a
do
wonderful
you
movie.
think, after watching this film and watching the deterioration of a marriage in this film, do you think that the Marriage Story movie with Adam Driver and Lady Gaga is more compelling than the Marriage Story movie with Black Widow and Adam Driver?
Is it more entertaining? Hell yeah. The other story is too real.
Yeah.
They just put a divorce on camera.
At no point during House of Gucci did Adam Driver turn around and say, "Every morning I wake up and I wish you were dead."
I feel like I just have to say the name Scarlett Johansson because you called her Black Widow.
Yeah, sorry, I was losing that. And she is litigious. She will sue this podcast. I'm definitely.
Please don't come for us, our Asian
Don't
queen.
come for us. We're on your side. My Asian and Black
queen.
queen. Please don't come for us. We support you. Thank you.
I can't wait to see Scarlett Johansson in the new Shang-Chi sequel.
As his mom.
She's playing the dragon. She's playing the voice of the dragon.
But yeah, I don't know if Lady Gaga Marriage Story is like actually better than the original Marriage Story, but it's probably a movie that I'll watch a second time, which is not true about the original Marriage Story. So,
Man, it just made me feel bad, dude. Like I don't want to. Like it made me feel worse than any movie of that year. Whatever was it 2020?
Pretty bad. It's 2020.
2019. Yeah, it made me feel.
That was a
terrible.
good year for movies.
Yeah,
that was the same year as like Parasite and Parasite.
Yeah,
And, Parasite.
Parasite, yeah.
No, I
good year.
I
Good year
just
for
think-
movies.
the deterioration of marriage is like if you make a whole movie about it, it's like this movie isn't about the deterioration of the marriage. It's about the rise and fall of Gucci. But like,
Yeah,
It's Gucci Godfather.
yeah, if you just like put them in a house and you just said, "Oh, these guys are Gucci's," and like, and then you showed them arguing over like who put the silverware away or whatever, like.
But the silverware.
The very serious deterioration of marriage movie with Jared Leto just popping up and being like, "I get to the divorce."
Yeah.
he wants the joint custody.
Have we talked about alimony?
What
Jared
rapper
Leto-
do y'all think is going to make a mixtape or song called Gucci Talk first? Because in this film, Al Pacino says, and you're going to hear some rappers steal this audio, he hates Gucci Talk. He was talking about his own stuff. He was saying, I can't talk to him about this stuff because he hates Gucci Talk. And as soon as I heard him say Gucci Talk, I said, that's coming back up in the lexicon. There's going to be a rapper that does that. It's coming.
I mean, how has what's his face not how is Gucci Man not capitalized on this?
I got bets on Future. Future's going to do it first.
I take Lil Baby. I got Lil Baby.
That makes
I think
sense.
we're gonna get the Gucci Talk mixtape for sure.
It's coming. It's definitely coming. And there's going to be a hook from Lady Gaga, and then I'm going to have to stand for it.
I need it.
I need it in my life.
Wait, you said who'd you say? Future, and then
Future. He said Lil Baby. But
Lil
we both
Baby, okay.
agree
I was
that
gonna
whoever's
say
doing this needs to call Lady Gaga and get a
not Duh Baby because she wouldn't go for what he
I don't
believes in.
think. Yeah, she would. I think she would Google him one time and say, "This is probably not the best idea." I'm sorry.
Honestly, this is a fascinating question. How many DaBaby songs do you think Lady Gaga's ever heard?
0.
I probably won.
Probably at least one at a fashion show somewhere. But it was
Lady
totally
Gaga.
Go ahead, Dex.
Lady Gaga was just like in a club one night, just like jamming out the Suge, like or something.
she heard the levitating remix, and that's it.
Yeah, she said levitating.
The only time that Lady Gaga has ever heard the name DaBaby is when she was talking to Jared Leto in character.
It's a DaBaby.
I'm pregnant with the baby.
It's Lady Gaga. She sounds like DaBaby.
Oh man, nah.
Left
Drake's
foot,
dead.
right foot levitating.
Oh my god. Oh, I was gonna keep going with that bit, but I don't want to. Drake's definitely in this
Start
movie.
Dua Lipa and the baby.
Dua Lipa.
Dua
Drake-
Lipa.
We could do this literally all night. But Drake's seen this movie, right?
1000%. Drake was like, he's streamed this 18 times on his private jet, no doubt.
He probably got a
Just as
screener.
Ridley Scott intended.
Just as Ridley Scott intended. The back of a seat at a plane. All right. We are going to draft best brands draft right after this ad break from Apollo Houston. All right.
Do you want the T-shirt from Houston?
Oh man, let's go. Derek.
Real quick question, like point of contention. Is this clothing brands or just brands in general?
In general.
Oh, okay, cool. Perfect.
Bet.
All right.
Okay.
Let's go. Derek, Dex, Royden, Tej.
All right, let's do it.
Derek,
All right.
Dex, Royden, Tej. All right. Derek, first pick.
Okay. This first one, coming out of the gate strong, I feel like. Name one person that has gone to college and has bought their college sports team shirt that does not own a shirt by the brand Gildan.
Wow.
Number one overall pick, Gildan.
Number one overall pick, Gildan. I feel like everyone owns at least one piece of Gildan clothing, and I think that's more iconic than Gucci.
Is Gildan even a Fortune 500 company?
Where is House of Gildan? That's what I want to know. I want to know how they make those cheap ass shirts and why they're everywhere. And
Dude,
then they
you
never fit.
You can buy a Gildan thing right now for $3.
Exactly.
Just a plain Gildan shirt.
Yeah,
Just and Gildan.
if you ever want to have a good time on twitter.com, just look at the hashtag make Gildan great again, and you will see some of the fucking worst t-shirts you've ever seen in your life.
Oh,
It's
no.
incredible.
Wait,
Oh no,
That's
that
a
sounds
thing?
like incredible content.
One of our
God.
avid listeners started that like a few years ago, and he just collects like just the worst like custom made t-shirts you've ever seen in your life. Look it up next time you're on Twitter. Hashtag make Gildan great again. Shit is incredible.
Doing it
So yeah,
now.
that's my number one pick is the brand Gildan.
Somebody actually tweeted less humble Tej with hashtag make Gildan great again.
Oh god, how bad is the shirt?
No, it said, why are you charging $140 for plain white hoodies with names of civil rights leaders in black lettering? And hey, that's Hootie said, make Gildan great again.
Yeah, shout out to Hootie, one of our day one avid listeners who started this hashtag, and just they're so good. They're so fucking many. click on latest. It like
No,
incredible.
not Joe and Coppola.
Then
Them
PPP
boys
boys.
outside. Racism is stank coochie energy. Oh, these are the absolute worst t-shirts of all time.
Oh my God.
I got 6 and a possible till you don't know what that means. You can't be my partner. That's bad, but not compared to some of the other shirts we've seen on this.
Oh my
Wait,
God.
what the hell? Picking cotton to picking present. All right,
We've gone from picking cotton to picking present.
who the hell made that shirt? That's awful. Oh, yeah.
Oh no!
This is the worst shirt of all time. This is the worst shirt of all time. We're not going to say it. We are not going to say it. But for those of you watching, this is the worst shirt of all time.
Oh no.
Let's just say somebody took a racial slur and then put like a word on every letter of the racial slur. It's just awful. It's awful.
Also, this is a person of color.
Yeah, this is the black man who's wearing this shirt.
I am
Probably made this
speechless.
shirt. He needs to be defunded. I am speechless.
Oh, yuck.
Oh, this is when they put Joe Biden and Kamala on the cover of the Outkast album, or the cover of Stankonia. That's pretty bad.
Oh, make
Oh, there they
bad.
are again.
What
I love that this hashtag is full of people tweeting their shirts like I actually want you guys to see these shirts. And then the people that include the hashtag are people that realize, hey, this shirt fucking sucks. I'm going to put it under this hashtag.
Oh my God. Hey, Hootie, been a day one, man. This is
What the hell are these shirts? Can we get this one on the Apollo Houston website? This is incredible. This is a good shirt. This shirt we're looking at for those of you listening, it says Fupa Furniture on it, and it has an arrow pointing up to his mouth.
wait, is this
No, the tongue. Oh my God, his tongue is out.
wait, no, this is
Tongue is
Mr.
out.
This is Mr. Blah Blah.
I will not allow you to frame my co-host on another podcast on this podcast. I will not.
That's just Mr. Blah Blah. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I'm having
That's
a
wrong.
All right, you got to look at this. Holy shit.
Entangle the Killers of Breonna Taylor. Oh, this is a mixture of the Breonna Taylor thing plus the Jada Pinkett entanglement.
God.
What a weird mashup of shirt. That's really bad. God made me black because he knew I could handle it.
And it's a white
guy.
It's a white man wearing this shirt. My orgasm
is not optional.
not optional. That's swag. Now I respect her.
Let him
All
know.
right. All right.
We
let's-
love
Last one.
we love women on this podcast.
no, you
so
can't.
we're
You
gonna-
can't even see that one.
Magic, melanin, and good dick.
Holy shit. $27.
I have to
You
tweet this
too
podcast.
Can own a Magic Melanin and Good Dick t-shirt.
Can we please clip this whole segment and put this on the pod and say, "Our House of Gucci episode," and then just put the segment.
Keep comment on Mario.
What is it?
How do they know about the new variant in 2019?
It's a pandemic. It's a pandemic.
Oh my God.
Marjorie Taylor Greene just retweets it.
Praise is what I do, but I can nuck if you buck too.
Oh,
That's insane.
And this is the first ever. This is the first ever tweet.
I had so many on my old account.
that was Jeremy Irons and Jared Leto, whatever he was showing.
Oh my God, I'm sweating.
I'm so glad we did
oh my
this.
God.
Holy shit. And I can tweet that whole fucking video because I have Twitter blues.
Oh my God.
Can I show y'all something on this podcast? I'm going to
Yeah,
show you a
let's.
picture of a man, and I'm not going
Oh,
to
yeah.
tell you what crime he was committed of, but I want you to tell me what type of crime you think this person might be accused of. He is
Oh,
accused of a
no.
crime, but I'm not going to tell you the crime. Just based on this picture, what crime do you think this young man was accused of?
Young man.
It's hard. This man, I can't tell if y'all can see that.
Yeah.
I can see it. I can see
Yeah,
it.
we
You have
can
to
see
the
it.
smile.
He
No,
definitely defrauded some people out of millions of dollars.
What does he have stuffed under that suit? Is what I want to know.
I'm going to scroll up now and show you the crime.
Bunch
that this
of
person's
hamburger
accused
meat.
of. I'm going to read this to y'all. Nurse who set off the fire alarm to see colleague's breast bounce as she ran down the corridor is facing the end of his career.
Holy
That's what he
shit.
It needs
I've
to be
never
the-
seen a more guilty man in my life. I know this man did it. In my heart, I know that he did this.
He did that shit 1000%.
Whatever
He's
they
like,
say
I-
he did that shit.
I'd do that again too.
I'll do it in the courtroom. I don't give a fuck.
Oh my God. Holy
Judge,
shit.
judge your titties bounce.
About to find out.
I call the left one law and the right one order. Okay.
Oh my God. Oh my God. All right, Dex.
Oh my god.
Oh,
shit.
I don't know how we can't even recover from that.
Yeah, I can't even. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and take Nike. I just love the brand. Like, I don't have any like fun hashtags to look up. Just Nike.
Hashtag Nike working conditions.
Hashtag make Nike great again.
Oh, God.
All right, I'm gonna take. I'm gonna take Amazon. They literally run this bitch.
I hate it.
True. True.
I
They
can't stop
literally-
using it, but
They,
I hate it.
they run the Department of Defense's website. Like, how is that legal?
How is that legal?
I
They,
hate
they
that, like,
shut down today. They shut down. They had an outage in whatever the cloud is. They had an outage, and like we couldn't even work. We couldn't work today. We couldn't access our website.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Jeff Bezos just being like, hey, you know, the internet, what if we just owned
Bought it. Yeah. What do we bought it?
So yeah, now the internet just like can't exist if Amazon like fucks up. Like it's just over for everyone.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got Gildan off the board. Then that was going to be my pick. Gildan is off the board. Okay, now and then we got what, Nike and Amazon gone.
Yep.
I'm going to take Gucci because Lady Gaga has made Gucci way higher in my brain than it was before. Not really Lady Gaga. It really was Paolo Gucci. And I would have bought all the Paolo Gucci merch, even though it had pastels of brown in it. I would have bought all of that merch because Paolo Gucci is a legend and a hero in my brain.
I just needed the Gucci flip flops in this, and they didn't even give me once.
They didn't even give us those. I was expecting to see those.
Those loafers though were fire.
I was
Those
just about to say
loafers
those
were
fucking
extremely
loafers.
fire.
I would
Oh my
kill
God.
a man for those loafers. Holy
He-
shit.
he-
Those were
Yeah,
incredible.
he goes, there's gold in the sole of those things. And we didn't even talk about the scene where he stares over the rest of his shares and like violently Italianly signs his name away. But like,
Violently Italian.
I prefer not to read my own obituary.
but how baller is it that he was like, I was putting gold in all the shoes and they said it was too expensive? Like, what?
Yeah, that makes sense. That yes, you can't just put gold in all your shoes.
Fashion is fucking stupid.
It really is.
It's
I don't
really
understand it at all. I don't understand
There's a
it.
part of your shoe that makes the shoe so expensive you can't make it anymore, and the person wearing the shoe had no idea that was even in there. Like that's crazy. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Also, like we didn't spend enough time talking about how like the dude who bought Gucci is just like some like bald dude in a sweatsuit. Like it's just,
The most mob boss character of all time.
dude in a
Yeah.
sweatsuit.
Yeah, they had fucking Wilson Fisk in there just buying Gucci. It's just,
I gotta pick
They
another
call me a collector. You want to like? I'd like to buy you. I'd like to buy your business.
what the fuck is going on? Where the fuck is Gucci at?
And just get the gabagool over here.
The Gabagucci!
one. Oh my god.
I need some gabagucci if you know. Sorry.
We're gonna cancel by Italians on this podcast. So for all our Italian listeners,
No,
We
that
do
was Robert De
apologize.
Niro in Taxi Driver.
for my second pick, I'm going to take Apple because Apple runs this shit. I'm using an Apple computer. I use an Apple phone, so I'm going to take Apple.
They had me by the balls, man. Even more so than Amazon.
yeah, can't get out. I'm in too deep. I used to be like, oh, like you paid $1,000 for your laptop and $1,000 for your phone. Of course they work together. Who cares? But now I'm like, I can't go back to how I was living before. Like,
Yeah,
I
that
can't go
broke
back.
boy
I got-
green
I got
text.
Apple TV. Yeah, I can't go back. I cannot go
Oh,
back.
if I
Yeah.
see a green text, I get nauseous. I'm
I-
like,
I got 2 fucking home pods. Like I can't. I'm in this shit.
I'm in there.
And not and to be completely honest, the Apple headphones are some of the best things that I've ever had in my entire life.
I love those
The
AirPods.
AirPods
literally changed my
Pros are
life.
some of the best things that I've
You
ever
go out
had.
for a run or workout and those things. You're like, man, how did I ever do anything else before these? It's just so incredible.
Yeah,
I-
AirPods is one of those things. Like once you try it for the first time, you're like, what the fuck was I doing? Like
Facts.
It's-
Facts.
it's like when you get like seat warmers in your car and you're like you use them for the first time, you're like, holy fuck, how did I ever survive without seat warmers in my car? Or like you fly first class on an airplane and you're like, I'm never going back to the broke boy seats ever again.
mm-mm.
Like AirPods was that exact same experience for me. I was like, how did I walk around with a fucking wire hanging from my ears? Like,
Same. I had the same.
Like
experience.
pulling it out of my pocket on accident, like if you hit the
Oh.
doorknob or something. Like, oh, I don't have to listen to my coworkers talk to me. Like, just zoom.
Right.
Shit. I'm gonna go with look, man, say what you will. Call me a broke boy.
Oh,
Walmart.
Hell yeah.
Walmart is running shit. They are pandemic proof. A box store has somehow decided they're just like, you know what? Amazon, suck my dick. We're right here, buddy. We're right here.
We're right fucking here. Always coming in clutch for me. I can't
You
lie to
need groceries, don't you?
Yeah.
Gotta eat, right?
They don't sell many corn dogs at Whole Foods.
Yeah. And now like Walmart like clothes have somehow like they also still sell Champion gear. So like they've somehow come back into the fold of like, oh, this is where I can get the cheap Champion gear instead of going to like Forever 21 or whatever. Like
so this hoodie and the shirt I'm wearing right now are both from Walmart, and they are staples of my collection. So
Walmart chic, baby. Yeah. Going with Walmart.
Yeah, you can get like a set of tires and some milk and a video game and
that
anything
weird
you might need.
That weird mixture of mayonnaise and mustard, or mayonnaise and ketchup that they put in the same bottle. You can get that and get your tires done. I mean,
yeah, I walked in there yesterday. I was like, I'm gonna get some new bed sheets. Walked out of there with like a bunch of like $5 DVDs and like new pillows and shit.
And look, all you elite people and you not in the non-rural areas of America saying that Costco is like the better version of that. Get out of my face. When you have a Walmart in Livingston, Texas that you can actually go to at 3 a.m., get the fuck out of my face. You can't go to Costco at like
no, I'm not going anywhere that requires me to have a membership in order to shop there. Are you fucking kidding me?
Which I mean, they do have Sam's, but like
I can't lie to you, bro. I got the Sam's Club membership. Shit goes crazy. Like I thought it was some
okay, but I
bullshit,
also think that there's a difference between Sam's Club and Costco. Costco feels like a gated community. Sam's Clubs feels like
there's a Sam's Club in Waco. Like there's a you know what I mean? Like there ain't a Costco in Waco.
This is fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
This is not going to be a Sam's Club commercial, but like the shit goes crazy.
You can buy so many big things.
Yeah.
You can buy a mattress.
I literally bought 6 pounds of penne pasta. Why? Because it was $6. That's why. Like, what? How could I not buy that?
Don't talk to me.
I use it as a pillow.
Dex.
My turn?
No, it's me. Let's see. I'm gonna go with a very, very like I've kind of died down on this. I used to be one of those people who like every single Thursday I was online immediately trying to buy shit from them, but now I'm not that person anymore. I'm going with Supreme. Which,
gross. This feels gross.
I'm sorry, but like I can't explain to you the thrill that I used to get from waking up like early on Thursdays. I worked from home at the time. I didn't have shit to really do. And I could wake up at like 9 a.m. on Thursdays, hop on the Supreme website and pay like $200 for a hoodie. And I was like, I'm the coolest fucking person alive. Like it just does that to you. I can pay like $100 for a pair of nunchucks. And what do I do with them? Literally nothing. I'll just have them. And they say Supreme on them.
Was that a hypothetical purchase or did you actually buy nunchucks?
I actually bought the nunchucks.
Wait, oh my God. Wait, do you have them? Do you have them with you?
Oh my God.
I think I have the shooting sleeve somewhere in here still.
You could have just burned a $100 bill on IG Live and got the same amount of happiness that you got.
I mean, if I had gotten the Supreme lighter, I might have done that.
The Supreme brick.
They literally
go on fucking Etsy. Just go on Etsy. They have the same shit. They can make you one.
I have grown. I don't do this anymore. All of the clothing that I wear is from either Nike or Apollo Media at this point. But I
grew amazing t-shirts. Amazing t-shirts on Apollo Media.
Amazing.
They're
t-shirts.
From Gildan.
They are absolutely not.
They're not from Gildan.
Let us be
clear. They fit more than once after you wash it.
Yeah, let's wait a minute now.
I don't know.
Because you haven't bought a shirt yet using promo code OneTakePod on Apollo.
I was gonna say something about Apollo Media, but I don't want to get you guys in trouble, so I'm not gonna say anything.
Oh well, make your picks, please.
Yeah. So my next one, this is a little bit more. We've been talking about like big global conglomerates, Amazon and Walmart. I'm gonna go a little more local. My next pick is Magnolia.
Hey,
And
they got the Midwest white
Yes,
moms with the balls.
they have him in a chokehold. They said, "You are going to buy everything that's here."
And
Yeah.
they really are. They will buy any
Mhm.
fucking thing. I used to work there in college my senior year.
Yeah.
Just an insane business. Like, and it's only gotten more insane.
Well, it's like at this point, it's like a religious pilgrimage for white women to go to the silos and experience
Yeah.
enlightenment.
The amount of Iowa bumper, like the amount of Iowa license plates in Waco on a weekly basis is crazy.
I personally have never been to Magnolia, but I do understand the power that it holds over the city of Waco and over the world at large. And I think Chip and Joanna Gaines are collectively the Antichrist.
They're very nice people. Okay.
Yeah, so is the Antichrist. No, and then I get one more.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a 4-way tie between It Works, Herbalife, Young Living, and LuLaRoe.
Girl boss brand.
Yeah, it's a tie between Gaslight, Gatekeep, and Girl Boss. Multi-level marketing schemes
Incredible.
are just incredible. The fact that I knew people in college that had sold their soul to the white mom devil and were making like what they said was like over $100,000 a year, which I'm like, I don't believe you. But I mean, there's got to be, it's better than selling plasma.
Is it?
I mean, plasma or your soul, I don't know. But just like the links that these people that would get involved in these MLMs would go to like try to get you on their side. It's a predatory business practice, but my God, is it effective?
Really is.
Did y'all see that LuLaRoe documentary that they did a little while ago? Shit was riveting.
No, I've been meaning to watch it.
My mom was watching it in the living room one day, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" Sat down and watched it, and I was like, "I can't move. I have to see how this ends."
All right, Dex.
All right, I'm gonna go with, something that I think is classic. It's not even a brand anymore. It's just what we call that product now. Like no other brand exists. It's just is what it is. I'm going with Band-Aid. They like just dominated the market. There's like a bandage doesn't exist. It's a Band-Aid, and that's one brand, one company that dominated this fucking market. I love to see it. So I am an evil capitalist at heart. I work in marketing. It's what I have to be. So shout out to Band-Aid for just completely overrunning this like very small market and making it huge.
Even though it's inherently racist.
Hey, they're working on it. They got some for us now.
I still can't find my color
learning.
Band-Aid. I still can't find it. I've never seen a Band-Aid my color. Fuck Band-Aid.
I can't wait until they team up with like Fenty and release a 50 shade line of Band-Aids.
If Rihanna releases a line of Band-Aids before we get an album, I'm gonna have a lot of anger in my heart.
Honestly, they need to do the House of Gucci crossover, and like I just need Gucci Band-Aids. Like
I'm in.
I wear one under my eye like Nelly, like just to
Throwing it back. My next pick.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, my next pick is it's McDonald's, man. It's McDonald's.
You went with Walmart. You went with McDonald's.
Yep.
and Amazon.
And Amazon. Oh, you really wanted? You didn't watch that Amazon movie at all, man. You want America to die?
Royden just Googled the world's largest companies.
I fear
you don't care about everyday Americans, Royden.
I fear what will happen to you when the class war starts.
No, Royden does care about the everyday American. He wants them to get McNuggets. Like that's have some happiness. Like at a Travis Scott meal. God damn it.
Hey, they hadn't made all this money by nobody eating there. That's all I'll say about that. We all like to shit on McDonald's all the time. Somebody's eating there.
Hey, bro, that should be hella clutch when you got like when you're in college and you have $4 to last you for 3 days. Like
We get
You can buy
17 cheeseburgers.
17,
17
97
cheeseburgers.
McNuggets.
Look, I don't eat. I really don't but I'm not above McDonald's. I'm not above McDonald's. I just don't go out of my way to eat there anymore. But like when you would get literally 2 McChickens and 2 McDoubles, a large fry and a Coke, that was my go-to order at 4 a.m. on a Saturday night for $3. It was.
They handed you money out of the register for getting it.
They're like, "Hey, thank you."
I haven't been able to eat a
And
McChicken
nothing.
since-
I don't like. Look, I don't think McDonald's has the best
Don't
fry,
talk
but
about it.
nothing
Teach.
is better than McDonald's fries. Wait, what did you say, T?
I said
No,
that I haven't
you
been
were
able
not
to eat a
gonna talk
McChicken.
about it.
I haven't.
Oh
I'm not going to say it,
no!
but I have not been able to eat a McChicken since an unfortunate
Oh.
internet incident that happened on the internet.
Uh,
I've been unable to go anywhere near McChicken.
everybody listening to this podcast knows what we're talking about.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it.
McDonald's Sprite, the most electrifying drink in history.
How is that possible? What do they put in that?
Battery acid.
Crack.
That would-
I have no idea.
Crack.
That would kill a Dickensian child.
A Dickensian
when they
child.
When they talk about like poisoning the water supply, it's just a time traveler pouring McDonald's Sprite into the water.
Shit is incredible. No one knows how or why. We're just like, this is not Sprite. It's like better than Sprite. It makes no sense.
It's dark magic, is what it is.
You know those videos of like, I like your cut, G? Like that's what it does. It just like is every single time slaps the shit out of you. McDonald's, like, call me a national brand loyalist. Yeah.
All right, Teach 2 picks.
2 picks from me.
Oh, and Donut, you just picked Nike too. What are we talking about?
I think Nike is supreme.
Yeah.
I'm going
Known
to
well
pick-
business practice, Nike.
Nike, very well known for the way they treat their employees with the utmost respect and care.
I was an employee treated with respect.
You weren't making the shoes, Dex.
You're absolutely right.
I'm going to take the Jordan brand because I own a couple pair of Jordans, but I'm not like a sneakerhead person. But there are a pair of Jordans that are coming out this weekend that I'm trying to get, and I have been doing fucking cartwheels and bending over backwards to try to make sure I get these shoes. So they're very much on my brain. So I'm going with Jordan brand for my 3rd pick. And for my 4th pick,
I'm not a sneakers guy either, but I text y'all this. Anytime I see a pair of Concords, I'm like, should I pay like $300?
Concords are pretty fire though.
I'm like, should I do it?
You should.
Yeah.
You should
You absolutely
at least
should.
once.
If you got
least
it,
once.
you should do it at least one time. I can't.
But Dex knows me, like he's seen what kind of shoes I have. Like I got like Crocs and shit. Like that ain't, you know.
I'm not gonna lie to you, bro.
Mm.
Like, I mean, obviously, I got a pair of like pretty like expensive sneakers like behind me right now, but like having the Concords or like any Jordan 11s like that are in the classic colorways, like the Breads, or I'm gonna try and get the Cool Grays on Saturday.
I'm
like
getting the
Teach.
Cool Grays too. Please, God, let me get the Cool Grays. I need
Just
it.
like having them in your possession or looking down on them like at your feet, like on your feet. It no feeling like it. You're just like, holy fucking shit, I am the coolest person alive because I have these shoes on my feet. Like, and once you do it one time, you're like, okay, I get why people do this a lot. Like, it just feels that fucking good.
I was just gonna say the same thing. Once you get one pair of nice shoes, it's not even about the niceness. It's more about like the coolness, or like when you're walking around, people are like, "Oh man, you got those! I was trying to get those too." And then you're like, "Oh, okay, I should probably wear more of these shoes." And you start to buy more of them. That's the problem. But I'm getting the Cool Grays. I've wanted them forever, so I'm finally going to get them. And my next brand that I'm choosing is Pokemon, because Pokemon is going to be generating money from that brand well after the four
We're
of us
dead,
on the podcast
yeah.
right now are dead. It's never going to go away, ever, ever, ever.
It's so crazy that like it has somehow come back around that people are now revealing cards and like putting them in sleeves and stuff. And I guess it's our generation finally getting money that has driven up the value of this shit. But I just like I had my cards in like a box or something in the corner of my room. You know what I mean? Like, and it was popular, and those games sold $1 billion. Yeah. But the fact that they are now, you can pull out a Charizard that will get you like $1,500 is beyond anything that I thought I would see.
So a pack from the night. So like when we were kids, a first edition holographic Charizard card can garner you $1 million.
What?
$1 million. Logan Paul has driven up the price of retro, like rare Pokemon cards to the point where like a first edition holographic Charizard will if you like sell it right and it gets graded at like a certain level, can get you over $1 million.
Logan Paul has driven up the price of boxing matches and Pokemon cards.
He's a menace. He's a menace to anyone that has.
How does he have that much power?
He's a menace.
Yeah, who likes these people? I don't like. Who is their hive? Like, who
people
are these
like
people?
Logan Paul. They like they root against him, but there's money in everybody watching you to root against you.
Yeah, people hate watch Logan Paul, but like that's still watching. So,
and guys, for my next pick, I got to go with the well-known, very very small business that really needs our help during these trying times. Disney.
That lawsuit from Black Widow hit him hard.
Never heard of him.
You never heard of this Disney company? You ever heard of this? No. You ever seen this?
No.
Disney?
Ever seen this?
You know a lot of this?
I'm unfamiliar with their work.
It's a little place in Florida. Like,
is that on the blockchain?
Ever heard of a little bit movie called Pinocchio?
Dumbo. You ever heard of it? No, I like the fact that Disney has literally been in our lives since day one.
Literally.
I can't go a day in my, like, I cannot go a year in my childhood without thinking, oh, like anything Disney, like not going to Disney, but anything Disney, not seeing those weird commercials where they're just like those kids were like begging their parents to go to Disney World. And their parents are like, God damn, this is like $15,000. How do we like it? It costs so much money to go to Disney, yet they get
ridiculous
millions of people that walk through those gates every single year. It's so crazy.
Yeah.
And it's great. It's fun. I went this summer.
No disrespect to all of our Disney adult fans, but like the people who are like 30 plus going fucking crazy, like to go to Disney World or whatever every single year, or they like call it their home, like, oh my God, I can't wait to be back home in 3 months, like all that kind of shit. Like, nah, let's reel it back in.
No, you say no offense, like major offense to Disney adults. You're weird, man. You're weird. Sorry.
I would get videos of like Disney adults on my TikTok, on my For You page, and it would be like, you're calling us weird, but like this is like our happy place. Like Disney is like associated with so many good things. I'm like, just fucking drink. Like if you not at Epcot. Not at Epcot. But it's like if you have that many demons in your life that you have to get rid of, just like fucking drink. Like just be an alcoholic like the rest of us.
Be an adult. Push your feelings down.
Read a book. See a therapist.
Not written by anyone associated with Disney. Don't read a book written by anything Disney.
Roy Disney's autobiography.
Yeah.
Bob Iger's autobiography.
Kevin Feige's autobiography at this point.
Bob Iger saying, like, I don't know if this Twitter thing's a good idea. Well, Bob.
Incredible decision by him.
That guy deserved a raise for that decision alone.
Bob Iger says Twitter is incredibly nasty is the funniest headline that I've ever, or the nastiest knows no bounds, or whatever.
The nastiness knows no bounds.
No, that's
He's
what it
right.
is. The
He's
nastiness is extraordinary.
He could not have been more. He could not have been more right either. Like he hit the nail on the head.
Yeah,
It's his
a
perfect
visionary.
summary of Twitter. Like, yeah, don't buy this
A
shit.
prophet.
And they make literally no money, so it doesn't.
Yeah. Bob Iger is probably he definitely was like in his book is like, I don't know if this Star Wars thing's gonna work out. All right, Dex, next pick.
All right, I'm gonna go with something near and dear to my heart. And if you haven't gotten the chance to experience this, I recommend you do it at least one time in your life because it will change your life. It might just look like a regular gas station to some people, but you have to go inside and truly experience it.
Mm.
I'm taking Buc-ee's. Just
Yeah.
Oh, good boy.
That's good.
just the cleanest restrooms you've ever been in your life. Like the gas is cheap, the food is good. They have
Gas ain't cheap.
the gas is like it's cheaper than most other gas near where I live. I live like 5 minutes from a Buc-ee's. I'm in like the boonies of Houston, basically. But so there's like a Buc-ee's like 5 minutes from me. And the gas is like cheap compared to everywhere else. Anyway, the food in there is actually good. They got a honey butter chicken croissant in the restaurant. Better than the honey butter chicken biscuit from Whataburger. Don't take my word for it. Go try it for yourself. And they sell literally everything. It's like a mini Bass Pro Shops like in there.
My brother told a story the other day. We were talking about, I stopped at Buc-ee's the day before Thanksgiving, which was a rookie mistake on my part because at this point it's more crowded than Walmart. Like it is. It's just more. It's like it's crazy. And he said he had a story where he like his belt somehow broke, like the metal part of his belt came off, and he said, "Oh man, we needed to stop to go to the restroom." And I was like, "Man, I don't know if anything else is open. I need a belt." Wait, I'm at Buc-ee's. He bought a belt. He bought a leather belt at Buc-ee's.
You can buy a belt. You can buy, just your regular run of the mill snacks. You can buy beaver nuggets. You can buy fucking Yeti coolers and like tents and all
art piece.
I was like, if you go to the right Buc-ee's, you can buy a fucking deer stand. Like,
yeah, you can buy deer corn.
The
a
greatest
grill.
gas station of all time. It's the gas station completely elevated to new heights.
And it started with just the owner being like, "Hey, what if our restrooms didn't have piss and shit all on the floor?"
Everyone
How
was
about
what
we
if?
have a gas station, but instead we have clean restrooms. It changes the world.
Hey, whoa!
He
Whoa,
was-
shit.
He was laughed out of the room.
Also, like
I'll
on a
show you. I'll show you when people don't actually pee on the floor.
on a college football Saturday in Texas, any Buc-ee's out here is just full of the most random ass people you've ever seen in your life, all going to different college football games. It is it'll
Oklahoma
make you-
State. There's
make you believe in
Arkansas.
America. It'll make you believe in like all that melting pot shit that people talk about America, because you're like, there's no way all these people are going to all the same fucking places to do the same fucking thing.
Also underrated about big corporations. They actually pay their employees and give them time off and health care.
Yeah.
Right.
I was running like the marketing for an entire like multi-million-dollar company basically at my last job. And like cashiers at Buc-ee's were making like 3 times as much money as I was.
Nuts. Nuts. A manager at Buc-ee's makes $100,000 a year.
Holy
Shit is
shit.
insane. Yeah.
What am I
Wrong
doing
career.
as a teacher?
Yeah, I'm in the right. I just go work at Buc-ee's. I can eat all
I'm
the beaver nuggets I
stressed.
want.
Yeah, that's like the only bad part about Buc-ee's is like when I wasn't making like an actual living, I would walk up there and they'd have like the not hiring signs out front with their wages, and I'd just be like, okay, I feel bad about my life.
Why did I go to college?
These
That's
children who work at this gas station are shitting on me, call me a broke boy.
They're wearing Supreme to work, and they're like, "Who are you?"
Supreme with a beaver on it.
You want the large combo, you fucking bitch. Brokey.
Puh, puh.
Oh, is that gonna hurt you in the long run? Maybe don't order that one.
You can't get the extra large, can only get the large.
Maybe if you worked here. All right. Derek, final pick.
Okay. My last pick, it's the brand Buckle.
Hell
The stores in the
yeah.
mall.
Hell yeah.
But not for the reason you think it is. I wrote Buckle because every piece of clothing in that store is iconically ugly.
Wow.
Dude, you had some bedazzled jeans.
Yeah,
You know,
oh
you
my-
had jeans with Fleur de Lis on the butt pockets.
I just can't believe that those things were really a thing. It was dark times.
Wait, did they also
But-
sell Ed Hardy in the store?
Mhm.
Oh,
Ed
that
Hardy-
sounds perfect. That sounds like a good corporate synergy. Those brands belong together.
You could tell me they sold literally anything in Buckle, and I would believe you because I only ever saw the window. I was never like, going to shop in.
Only
Mhm.
ever been in there with one person and one person only who will not, who will remain nameless on this podcast. Caitlin Watley, my wife, used to buy buckle jeans all the time.
Mm.
So if you see her, roast her in the street.
I was gonna say, tell her to come back in. Like, yeah. Every time I look in a Buckle, I'm like, the only people I see that are like shopping there are 40-year-old youth pastors and men and like cops. Like, it's like the demographic is just rancid. Like, I've never seen a piece of clothing in there that one was like not over $100 and two was like in the least bit like, oh, I'd wear that. But like, you know, I just look in sometimes, I'm like, oh, you know, curiosity, and then I'm like, no, this is bad. It's just it's just the vibes are off. The vibes are off.
Have you seen the commercials for that Hulu documentary about the trucker hats? The
Von Dutch?
The Von Dutch.
Yeah, that is the same exact thing that they sell. They had to have sold those in Bucky's probably.
And Bucky's. Yeah, and Bucky's.
In Buckle. All right. What a great draft. What a great draft, especially with your first pick, Derek. I think you won.
Honorable mention I wanted to give real quick because I know this will hurt a lot of people who might listen to this podcast. Famous Stars and Straps. I just want to give a shout out to all of you who got the famous F tattooed on your body.
Oh my god.
Oh, that is bad. is not
Or
fair.
the DC logo.
The DC logo.
no.
Or the Fox.
Yeah, Fox Racing.
Etnies, like all these
Um,
people who have these brands tattooed on you. I just want you to feel bad. That's all.
I also
You
have
should
an
feel
honor-
bad.
I also have an honorable mention real quick, but not for the reason Dex did, but because it made me laugh so hard when I remembered it. House of Darion, the,
Oh my god.
Wait,
Beyonce's-
the brand that
Beyonce's first foray into
Beyonce,
clothing.
the first and only foray into clothing, the brand that she started with her and her mom. The fact that I just remembered out of nowhere House of Darion, I was crying laughing when I was making this list because I was just like, why did this intrusive thought just like come into my head?
Is this even still a company?
No.
No.
No, it was discontinued in 2000. Damn, Beyonce,
Well-
this is the one thing you didn't succeed at.
Yeah, it was sold in like City Trends and like other just shitty stores like that.
Yeah.
And then Beyonce like quietly killed it at night before she like brought Ivy Park into
Yeah.
the world.
Yeah, she
Killed it.
she
Brought
killed she
Ivy
killed it
Park
before she
around.
released Sasha. Like she made Single Ladies and then she realized that wasn't doing anything for House of Darion, so she's like, it's gotta go.
Shout out to Abercrombie and Fitch with the weirdest looking CEO of all time.
Fucking
That-
orc of a man.
Yeah, if you haven't seen the Abercrombie and Fitch CEO, that was like, hot people need to wear our clothes, and
I was like-
he looked like no human being I've ever seen in my entire
Oh, I
life.
guess
He looked- he looked
he's saying he's
melted.
not hot.
No, oh no.
Oh, got
Not
it.
in the slightest.
I
Hot in
my
the sense of like he
first-
looks like he's melting.
I got my first job at Abercrombie and Fitch like right after that happened. So we would have people come in like all the time and just be pissed at us like we did something.
Hold on,
Like
I'm
we
gonna.
were the ones who like ruined this
Like,
brand.
guys, we didn't
and,
do
like,
that. We didn't do that.
we're-
guys.
yeah, dude, I just work.
I
here.
didn't say that.
I make minimum wage folding these t-shirts.
Oh god, this guy's not hot, and his teeth are like 9 sizes too large.
Yeah.
Mike Jeffries was responsible for basically being like, hot people need to stand outside of our stores. This dude, this hey you guys was like saying you need to.
You got it.
I kind of hate that I have the same hair color as him.
Oh my god. Look up Mike Jeffries. You'll be stunned if you're not watching the YouTube video.
But
That
also,
guy.
Abercrombie and Fitch is back, bros. Abercrombie and Fitch makes like grown up adult clothes. They don't have moose on them now, and like they actually look pretty good. for the
They
Right,
don't have a moose on them.
Does it? Can you still smell it when you walk into the right entrance of a mall?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Like
I
if
will
you
also
if you
say-
enter at the right angle, you will smell an Abercrombie and Fitch no matter what entrance you enter into a mall.
Since we're on that subject, shout out to Aeropostale for making preppy clothes for the fat boys. We needed you out here because Hollister clothes didn't fit. Abercrombie and Fitch actively drove me away from their stores. all I had was Aeropostale. So
Yeah,
thank
like,
you, but your clothes are ugly as shit now.
Same for American Eagle with me. They were like, "Hey, are you 6'9"? Are you 110 pounds? We have clothes that you can wear too, you weirdo."
You tall bitch.
Yeah, it's just like yeah, we have size 28 waist and 35 length. Like, yeah, sure.
28 waist and 47 length.
Yeah, we got you. Like that's
You're good. You're good.
Shout out to all the bargain brands that are like almost like the big name ones. Like, you know, some people need the USPAs instead of the polo, you know, like it is what it is. Shout out to Shaq shoes, you know, we can't all
Shaq
buy
shoes.
Jordans. Like,
whatever
Shout out
happened
and
to
one.
and one. Whatever happened to Payless? Are they still around?
they are not. Apparently you can't make a bunch of money selling shoes for $7. But
R.I.P. Airwalks.
RIP to Airwalks. We all need those from
Sprewells.
time to time. Do y'all remember Starburry?
Oh yeah, I remember Starberries. Are you
I had
kidding
a
me?
autographed pair of Starburys because Stefan Marbury came to
Wow.
Katie Mills Mall at the opening
Nice.
of our whatever was Stephen Barry's or whatever that store was.
Those might be worth something in
Wow.
Beijing.
So yeah, Stefan Marbury came to Katie Mills Mall signing his $15 sneakers for us, and I had a pair.
I had a pair of Allen Iverson. I had a pair of Iversons when nobody had Reebok Iversons. All right.
The answer.
All right. That has been a one take podcast. Derek, where can they find what you're doing? Did y'all drop another episode recently?
We
back.
did. We're back. We're back. We recently did we recently did a like catch up episode because we all got hired to be teachers within like weeks of each other and found out that like, oh hey, this isn't really like this doesn't really give us a ton of time to like make podcasts and stuff.
You gotta beat it bed by 7 and wake up at 6 a.m. Yeah.
Oh yeah, right now I'm angry because I'm up this late. I'm just like, it's like I knew this was going to be the case, but like yeah, Stir the Plot is back. We are making new episodes. We're doing it bi-weekly, so subscribe to us there. The One Take Boys have been on before and they will be on again soon. If you're not one of my students, you can find me at Derek Foltz on Twitter and Instagram. I'm gonna leave my Twitter public for now, because you know I enjoy clout for my bad tweets. And then I think that's it. Yeah, I don't want you adding me on Facebook, so, so that's all I got.
All right, go find them at Stir the Plot. We want to be back on really soon, and you can find our episode that we did. We did Akira for them. It's a really funny concept that they do. But let's go follow us as well at One Take Pod on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok. We're on TikTok.
Where all the kids are. Bing
We're
bong.
on- Bing bong.
Fuck
You
your
tell-
life.
Hey baby, take me out to dinner. No, the Joe Byron right now. Okay, God. All right. You can go follow us all there. Go follow us on YouTube if you want to see this live and uncut episode as it airs. One Take Podcast on YouTube. And Dex, where can they find some of the dopest use of merch as well as some of the blogs that we've been writing?
HOU.com. We're writing blogs. Royden's doing reviews now. I'm doing reviews. We got the movie preview, like
Eventually.
roundup coming up. Yeah, I'll probably do it tomorrow. It'll be out by the time you hear this. Like, you know, we're doing a bunch of big shit over there. And I got another special announcement coming soon over on Apollo. So, you know, stay tuned. And if you need a t-shirt for a little bit cheaper than what we sell it for, use promo code OneTakePod, ONETAKEPOD, 10% off. It's great.
Shout out to Les Humble Teach being horny on Maine right now.
Right now?
There's
Right
some
now.
talent on the timeline.
Me
Oh my
and
God.
you can go. You can go.
It's not as late where I live as it is when you're where y'all live.
I mean,
It is
we're on a
very
live stream and you're horny on Maine.
on Maine. Go follow Les_Humble T. Go follow Dex Ain't Dead. Go follow Roy Ogletree if you will. Just horny on Maine.
I see the
God.
vision. I can't blame
Thank
you.
you. Thank you.
I have a suggestion for a closing song.
Sure.
Can we play Gucci Gucci by Krayshawn?
Yes.
Yeah, sure. All right. We will do that. Dex, what else? What else are we doing?
Hashtag support Florence Pugh. Hashtag give Lady Gaga an Oscar.
All right,
Boom,
we're
turn
out.
that up.